Hey, welcome to another episode of the Black Guy Who Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, ready to do another podcast with my co-host,
Karen.
And we're live on a Saturday, which means it's a feedback Saturday. That means you said things that you would like to hear what we think, and we wanted to hear what you thought. So we about to get all into our thoughts, okay? Together. We're going to do that. The official weapon of the show is
phone chair,
and the unofficial sport
bullet ball,
and bullet ball. Extreme. And I mean, I guess the best place to start when it comes to feedback, the show notes is how you leave the feedback, so y'all know that. But I guess the best place to start is with the people that just gave us money. You know, they just fuck with us. They just like us like that. They don't want nothing in return, but a shout out. That's what you're gonna get.
May I have your attention? You are now listening to Charlotte's Own, Rod and Karen. We welcome the good folks who tie to the Black Guy Who Tips.
New day, new pay, new hey. What's going on to Celeste Vaughn B? Thank you very much for the recurrent donation. Adam S, we appreciate you. Mariano, appreciate your family. Joe H is a brand new recurrent donator. Go sit with the new members in the new members class. We appreciate you, Joe. Tyrone M, call them. Dorothea S. Oh, we love Dorotheas. They love us. Big in that demographic. Jason F. Michael Irvin, the playmaker. Jasmine A. Waste Bees Basura. Michael F. Deborah O. Stefan H. Allison H. Jonathan H. The H's are coming through. Jeff M. And lastly, Corey B. Thank you, everybody who took the time to put something on our books. All right. It was getting jammy.
Not jammy.
It's getting jammy there at the end. All right. The reviews. We got one 5-star review. I don't remember if I read it, but I'm reading it again if I did.
I'll take it.
I love how Guess the Race starts with, we're going to read stories from around the globe and guess the race. And then Rob proceeds to read stories from every county in Florida. As a Floridian, I'm tired of the slander. This is from Julian, FOTP Julian. Hey, I don't know what to tell you, fam. Stop doing shit.
the whole state.
Don't talk to us, talk to your peoples. Okay? We only can cover the stories that are out there.
It happened.
I do not purposely select any demographic or any area. But
we are not biased. We cover them all.
Y'all definitely are overrepresented in the crimes that we cover. And I think
have a high rate.
I think y'all need to calm down. Don't blame the messenger. I guess it's Florida. Don't shoot, stab, feed to an alligator.
Or take away their rights.
Run around naked, eat the face off of the messenger.
Right?
Okay. All right, let's get to the episodes for the week. We had 4 episodes this week that we did. And of course, you can leave feedback in various ways, whether it be commenting on our website, theblackguywhotips.com. That's one way to leave feedback. There's polls there that you can vote in. Also through Spotify, they have some polls and stuff you can use there. And you can go ahead and subscribe and vote in the polls, and you can leave comments on the Q&As on Spotify. So we ask a question or leave a comment or something after every show, and people, they make that space their own. Some people choose to respond to like things that we said in the episode. Some people respond to the Q&A. It's whatever. So those are the ways to interact with us. I know some of y'all don't bang with Spotify like that, but just letting you know that's what's going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the first episode was 2846. Of course, it was a feedback episode. White man, Asian man, DEI man was the title. We had 3 comments. The first 2 are from Apia, who says, I just remember something about butts in the 90s. Me and my friend Tina were talking at recess and minding our own business, and a popular boy came by and said, I will tell you now about your looks. Tina looks perfect. Apia is okay, but if you got a tan and lost weight in your ass alone, otherwise you are fine, you would be really pretty. And he left. I was way too shy and confused to say anything, but at least I wasn't hopeless. But how would I manage to lose weight in my ass alone? And tanning was way too expensive for me, and my parents would never give me the money for that. And I heard something about skin cancer, so I accepted to stay okay for now and went to develop an eating disorder soon. Man, it's crazy how little. I mean, it's like that in that kid's life, that boy's life means nothing to him. He will probably not even remember that if you brought it up to him and said, "Remember when you did this horrible thing to me?" He would be like, "I don't even remember. I thought we was cool, Appia. Everything. I thought, I thought you was kind of cute in school. I don't even know where this is coming from." We really be just bumping into motherfuckers like bumper cars at the amusement park.
We do.
Leaving emotional damage for us to deal with the rest of our lives.
Yes, children are mean and cruel. I've been a child, and it's one of those things where as children you just say shit. Yeah, I've had people when I was younger, I even forgot the person's, if I see their face, unless they've kind of, changed over the years, I would remember them, but I don't remember their name. And I remember like it's not the same as some of the Appia, where we was doing something, and out of the blue, they just turned around and was like, "Oh, you ugly." I was like, "Okay, and what am I supposed to do with that information, sir?"
Right. Very mean. And yeah, it's weird because you can get complexes about that for the rest of your life off of some bullshit. And now you got to deal with that forever. Because, some motherfucker thought it would be funny. Appia says, "I come from a family from poor working class Eastern Europeans. The women always had to work in my family. One of my grandmothers worked in the administration of a coal mine. Coal mines employed most people were there at some time. The other was a household worker for a rich family, so we never had to stay at home mom money. This is a plus now. It's not expected of my parent of my or from my parents." Yeah, I mean, I think what's the trick bag, even in America, because I know the way we talk on this show, if you're not from America, maybe it doesn't come across.
Right.
But we bring it up sometimes too. Even in America, even for white people, it still wasn't extremely common.
Like it was really, really rich.
It's the idealistic capitalistic dream that is pitched to us, which is the man go to work, man make money, woman stay home, woman have kids, woman clean the house, and everybody's happy, and that's the way it's supposed to go. Now, of course, it's a fairy tale because most white people, even in America, even in the South, didn't have the money to make this shit happen. A lot of white people didn't even have the money to own slaves.
Right.
Many of them worked. They did get paid though,
but they
worked for people that were in the ownership class that had slaves of the ruling class. So but the ability to link up and find common ground with the ruling class in whiteness, in the disdain for black people, in racism and bigotry. That's what our Republican Party is to this day.
Yes.
That's really been an issue in America forever, which is this idea of like, hey, we hate the same people, so you shouldn't notice that I'm also fucking you up. I'm fucking you up too.
And taking your money too.
I'm fucking you up the same way I'm fucking them up. If there was a way for people to really see past the prism of race and be like, hey man, we're in this together. Your wages are fucked up. My wages are fucked up. My family is not getting the American dream. Your family's not getting the American dream. But we'll never have that in America as long as people give in to the idea of, well, as long as the black people are doing worse than me, I'm cool. Or I won't acknowledge that black people are doing worse than me because I don't have all my dreams either. So fuck them. And that's really why we're stuck where we're stuck.
Yes, sir.
About weight, I never use the scale and I don't know my weight. My old eating disorder might still be there and I don't want to wake it up. It was medium strong bulimia coming and going. It's gone for about 10 years now. Yeah, I mean, look, whatever works for people is what works for them. I don't have any I don't do any advice. I don't know shit. If I tell y'all what's going on in my life with my body and with my health and with my exercise in the gym or whatever, that's really just for me.
Right.
And it's really like I said, it's one of the reasons I don't talk about it that much is because a lot of this stuff has to be for you and what works for you. And the advice and stuff that people give is fine, but they don't, a lot of times implicit in that advice is people don't recognize what doesn't work for other people. And so, there's programs that tell you like, get on the scale every day, look at your weight every day, but that might be for people trying to lose weight or people that are calorie counting or what. Like, there's rhymes and reasons to that. There's some places where they're like, don't look at that shit every day because it goes up and down a couple pounds every day anyway, or however much it fluctuates based on water and all this other stuff too. Weigh yourself once a week. See if your habits are doing it. You know, like, I don't know what the right answer is, but you know if that's giving you an issue. So I hear you. KP Skirt or KP SKRT says, commenting on the poll. So the poll for this one is, only for those of you who attempted to cheat a drug test, did it work? Okay.
Okay.
Commenting on the poll, I got a job after a few years, I got a job offer a few years ago, and the onboarding process was unexpectedly fast. I had to take a drug test not too long after receiving the offer. I smoke weed occasionally and was unsure my pee would make the cut. On the day of the test, my best friend gave me that pee. I put it in a 5-hour energy bottle, got some hand warmers, and put everything in a slot on my underwear. Urine's got to be body temperature. They don't watch you pee, so surprisingly, this worked out for me. It was nerve-wracking, though, and I would never do this again. However, I was kind of impressed with myself for this idea at the time. All in all, I'm glad some places are reconsidering drug testing. First-time commenter, been listening to the regular show and premium for some time. Thank you both for all you do. Thank you.
Thank you for writing in. But yeah, it depends on what
Can you speak up a little bit?
I'm sorry. Thank you for writing in. I have taken, drug tests whenever you go, apply for certain jobs, and some other places they don't want you. Then I have been in places where they want you, so it just varies.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you took a chance and it worked. I just asked if it worked or not. Let's see comments on YouTube on this episode. Deep1689 says, I'll stick with my Contigo. I don't know what Contigo is. I'm googling it.
Thank you.
Oh, it's a mug. So I guess you're not with the Stanley cups.
Ah, okay.
You do. I didn't know y'all was gang on the cup side. Okay,
I didn't know they was representing gang.
I'm team hydrate over here, bro. We bang on the niggas over here. All right, we'll wet your ass up, okay, with some of this hydration, some of this water.
We got smart water over here, bitch.
Okay, what you drinking? That dumb water? Couldn't be me. I don't drink stupid water. The poll is only for those who attempted to cheat a drug test. Did it work? Yes or no? 66% of our audience that has attempted to cheat a drug test did work.
Good for you.
And 33% no. So shout out to y'all that the 66%. Like, that's dope.
Y'all did it the right way. You ain't go take that test and they be like, by the way, you're pregnant.
I also wonder how often they just like don't care.
That could be a probability too.
Yeah, we saw some weed in it, but who gives a fuck? The poll for Spotify is about the same, 64%, 36%. So that's very, very close. Do real drugs like an adult is the Q&A. Key says white people were on plantations too, but no one asked them why they don't get off the Republican plantation, because between the two groups, only one votes against their best interest all the time. And that's why I always say best interest does a lot of work in that sentence, because it means you're taking people at their word, when the truth is the best interest that a lot of these motherfuckers, what they interested in is racism, bigotry.
Yes, sir. And that's it. Nothing else really matters, because racism is irrational and illogical, and people with try to be reasonable with people, and you can't be reasonable with something that's irrational and illogical.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take people at their word, and they're not being honest with themselves. So like when you talk to people, and this is a mainstream problem in America that has always existed and probably always will exist. When you're talking to people where their feelings count as facts, which is what white supremacy, this is what it is in America, you can't reason with them. So when they say something that innately is a lie, like many of us do know, when somebody's like, it's the economic anxiety, and you're like, Black people have economic anxiety. Latino people have other people have economic anxiety. They're not all voting Republican. They're not. They're not trying to stop trans children from getting health care. They're not trying to stop women from being able to have an abortion. Like, so say that again. What is it really? Oh, it's my religion. Okay, so it's your religion, Your religion don't have nothing in the book about trans people. Your religion doesn't have anything in the book about race. Your religion doesn't give a fuck about it. So tell me again, what is the reason? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we treat it like it's, they'll get headlines in the New York Times. Economic anxiety.
Yeah,
what about middle working class Americans? What about rural? And as if nobody but white people live in them places.
Right.
That's what we have to deal with here in America. So yeah, I'm with you, Key. They vote against their best interest in the lies that they tell, but that just, to me, we have to just use Occam's razor and get to the point where we're like, oh, because their best interest is racism and bigotry. Monkey Wiz works wonders, says Tara T. Is Fake Pete that stays up to date with the drug test, and I've gotten 2 jobs with it. It comes with everything you need. I use Spanx bottoms and sweatpants, works every time. Man, y'all out here got the blueprint. Roger says, I'm good, with 3 shocked emojis. I guess he don't want to use drugs like an adult. Typhlosion says, my main man, cocaine. Richard Pryor. Juju says, do real drugs. I want to put it on a t-shirt so bad, but I don't want to deal with the questions I'm going to get for wearing it.
Yes, you're going to get a lot of questions.
Michelle says, a guy at a bar asked me if I like to party. I think he meant do drugs, but I wasn't about to find out. I listened to the throat goat Nancy Reagan and say no to drugs. Same, sis, same.
Yeah, when random people, particularly white people, just say phrases, just say no, because you don't want to say yeah and don't, and you in the threesome and you didn't even realize you had an agreement to it. No, thank you.
James says, for some reason, every time I hear Rick Sanchez's voice, I get mistaken as if it was Patrick Mahomes' voice. I don't know. They don't sound the same to me, but I hear you. Miss Barnes says, I have my caffeine consistently every day. That is an adult drug. Leash says, I was stunned when I realized how many regular adults like football moms, etc., actually did drugs. And no, weed is not a drug. Yeah. I remember hanging out with white people once, and they started talking about all the drugs they were doing on the roof of this building at this party I was at. And I just realized how different their life was from mine at that time. I'm not saying that black people don't do that. I'm sure. I grew up with the racialized fear of drugs because in the 80s and 90s, they were putting stuff on the cover of Time magazine that says stuff like black males is the next extinct species and shit. And my dad was like, I got one job basically in life, which is to get you to 21 years old. That's not that old. But basically, like, that's how, get you to 21 without you being in jail, having AIDS, HIV, being on drugs, that kind of stuff. And he got me there and all that. My parents got me there, but a lot of that was, I had a lot of anxiety about just that one wrong move. That, oh man, I thought I could do some cocaine and now I'm dead like Lynn Bias. So I thought I could smoke weed, but then a cop got me and now I'm fucked up. Like, I was so scared of that shit. So and then all the paranoia from the DARE program and stuff they put into us, I fell for all that shit, hook, line, and sinker. I was afraid I was going to junior high school and the fucking drug dealer was gonna kick open the bathroom stall and force marijuana down my throat. It was so ridiculous, but that's the paranoia I live with. So yeah, I was shocked when I got older and realized how many people just do drugs and stuff, and especially white people, because Charlotte's a transplant town. Mm-hmm. So a lot of these white people didn't grow up here. Mm-mm. So especially white people, because my neighborhood was black. My school was mostly black. It was black in other races, but mostly black. And so what happens is I kicked it mostly with black people in my social circle. And so I wasn't like the most outgoing social kid. I didn't party. So I just never got introduced to drugs like that. But white people, even just binge drinking was different to me. I didn't know people who got shit-faced drunk a couple times a week and like needed hopefully someone to give them a ride home until I started kicking it with white people when I was probably like 22, 20 something, and yeah, so all that stuff is new to me. And so yeah, I feel you growing up and being like, damn, football moms do this, soccer moms do this, like, yeah, because it wasn't taboo to them.
Yeah, and a lot of them start at a very, very young age. For a lot of, not all, but a lot of black and brown people, they were like, "Nigga, you're not drinking until you of age." Like a lot of black parents and brown parents are very adamant about that because they like, I don't want to deal with the consequences of fucking underage drinking. But in a lot of white households, that shit is common. They 16, 17, they're drinking at a very young age. And a lot of times doing drugs at a very young age. Not that we don't, but it's more privileged to happen. And similar to you, I'm like this, bitch, I'm black. Bitch, I know I'm black. I don't have the security and or the safety to know that my ass won't get thrown in jail for the rest of my life because I want to quote unquote do something exciting. I like, bitch, I'll just be boring at the house, not arrested and not dead. And that was a fear. And it's to an extent, it still is a fear because the shit is still real. We don't get the luxury of going, oh, that ain't nothing but a few ounces. We don't get that luxury at all. And so that's why you have a lot of black and brown people going, I'm not doing drugs. Don't put no drugs around me unless it's prescribed. Fuck that bullshit because I don't want to take the chance and or deal with the bullshit that's all around it, And for a lot of black and brown people, it wouldn't be surprising. I would love to see a study, a statistic on how many black and brown people start doing drugs once they states pass laws, particularly weed, once they states pass laws that it was legal. Because a lot of them was like, I'm not doing that shit until my state passes a law because I don't want the problems that come with me attempting to do something recreational. And for some people, they won't do it because jobs still test for it. Particularly weed, jobs still test for it. So a lot of people, they go, I'm not doing that shit because my job still tests for it.
Yep. And then you work for yourself and you go to New York and then now you do what you smoke weed and you eat weed and it's delicious and it helps with anxiety and you go work out and you feel sore and you like, oh, let me eat some of this brownie. Next thing you know, you're on the Karen Hunter show having a great time. So I say don't give up. Okay, it can happen. Let's see, the last person said to see Karen go from staunch dare kid to vocal supporter of doing real drugs was not the growth I planned on seeing in 24, but I'm 100% here for it. I hear you, Karen.
I mean, you snort with your nose. The fuck is this?
Okay, so yeah, Karen is not. That's what she's on, guys. Okay, she likes the drugs.
Just do the cocaine. Wow, fucking, you want caffeine? There's plenty of coffee and shit out there. You ain't got to snort that shit.
Yeah, go take a sip of that lemonade from Panera
bread. Ooh, Chad, you get all the charge you need.
Yeah,
might get too much charge.
I heard that's what killed Lynn Bias.
Yes.
2847. We had Brandon Collins from Drunk Black History on. The episode is Just Went to Town on Me was the title. We had 2 comments. Of course, the first one is from
Appia.
What? How you know it's from Appia, Karen?
Yay!
What? Wow, this is amazing, Karen. You just wow. All right, Appia says about being empathic to a mentally ill, empathic, I think she meant, to a mentally ill person. It's hard. I have a friend of whom I think she has bipolar disorder. She is finally in therapy, and as far as I could tell, they're working on the diagnosis, or the therapist works on her accepting the diagnosis. She sometimes makes me so mad because in the times of what I would call mania, her ego is big as the earth, and she would say really wild shit. Would you record the stuff she says at the time and play it for people? They would think, if you would, they would think it's clueless, entitled white lady who only cares about herself and is kind of stupid. I try to think about it as her being in her mania phase at those times, but sometimes I wonder, what if it's her real personality and her real thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you necessarily separate all that stuff,
because the average person isn't trained in it.
Well, yeah, and also like on some levels, like how much does it matter? And I don't mean that in a negative way, but just like if you need help, you need help,
right?
And obviously, we know, like, yes, you can be an asshole and be mentally ill. Mm-hmm. Yes, you can get treatment and help and all those things and still be an asshole somehow, right? Like, I'm not trying to downplay that as a thing, like it doesn't exist,
right?
But I'm also just not sure how much it matters if somebody is an asshole or not when it comes to those things, because it's like people are allowed to be assholes. Like, like this is one of the reasons that I think the whole way we treat mental illness is kind of ridiculous, because we're saying essentially like we, at least the currency on social media for mental illness is very much like hey, you're mentally ill. We have so much sympathy for you. You're not accountable for anything you do. You're not beholden to anybody or anything. You're just you can't help yourself. And I think that's a bad way to look at shit like that. Because a lot of times what we end up doing is basically making it like, well, you can't be held accountable. When you do something fucked up, it's not fucked up, because if we say it's fucked up, then we got to admit that you're fucked up, and we can't do that. And I don't like that, and I think it hampers us a lot.
Yeah, and truth be told, it has to be a balance. And a lot of times when people are in the various different mental states, and you happen to be somebody who has a normal functioning mind, it's very hard for you to perceive and interact with them, because you're thinking and you're interacting with them from your normal functioning mind. And so a lot of times, like I said, the average person hasn't been trained. They don't know what to do. They don't know what the signs like it's a lot that goes behind those things.
Also, mental illness is just not, it's not a box.
Nope.
By what I mean by that is there aren't necessarily rules to it. And I think people treat it like it's rules because it makes it feel simpler to us.
Mhm.
And like, I don't think it does anybody any good when like someone has a mental health issue, they're clearly in the throes of like an episode, and then somebody else who has a similar diagnosis but probably not the same is like, well, my bipolar doesn't make me racist or whatever. It's like, yeah, we know, but there's different grades of bipolar. That's like saying, because and the reason I think it's bullshit, by the way, is because when there's something else that happens, like when a person is schizophrenic and they like kill a parent or something, or they're bipolar and they physically like assault their mom. No one pops up then to go, well, my bipolar doesn't make me attack my mom. No, we go, well, they probably couldn't help themselves. Whatever was happening in their mind, which is not a reliable narrator, they ended up doing something they typically would not have done because of what was going on in their mind, whatever chemical imbalance thing they were dealing with. I think that is the healthy way to look at it. I think the stuff where we like to like dunk on people, or we see people go through pop, like in pop culture, we see celebrities go through shit and we're just dunking on them. I think it's stupid. I think it's reductive. I think it's the opposite of mental health work. But at the same time, I'm not an expert, and I'm sure I have my moments when somebody does something and I'm like, that motherfucker is like, what are we gonna do? You know what I mean? So I don't have all the answers, but I definitely think about that. And if you're friends with somebody that has mental health issues and stuff, yo, they be going through it. Mm-hmm. And the hardest thing to accept is it's not about you. Mm-hmm. You know, like they have to show up for themselves, and they have to do so much work on them before they can even be with like a friend to you. They have to learn what it is to be a friend to themselves, to regulate their own issues. And if you have any issues, anxiety and stuff, you know what that is, but maybe not to the same degree. And so, and the last thing I'll say on it is this, and maybe you can't be friends. Yeah. And that's okay too. It's not a punishment to them. You're not trying to hurt them, because I see this happen a lot with the way people weaponize mental illness. They'll make it seem like it's society's issue. And I'm not saying this to be cold-blooded. This is just facts. The therapist, the psychiatrist, the psychologist, those people are there to help you deal with what you have going on in your head. Mm-hmm. Period.
That's the job.
So when you see somebody on social media being like, I'm depressed, but y'all ain't reaching out to me, ain't nobody call. They say check on your strong friends with you. That's no offense, but that's not a solution. Because a therapist, the work you're supposed to be doing, the medicine you're supposed to be on, is supposed to be helping with those type of obsessive thoughts. And it's a black hole, meaning there's no amount of checking on you that's gonna stop the depression from kicking your ass unless you fight it back. With your team of professional people. It's not gonna just be, I got enough likes, Someone sent me enough pictures of puppies. These are serious mental health issues. And I think social media and the way it is consuming us and the way we consume it has really trivialized that shit into like, send me pictures of your kids. And it's like, I don't know how to tell y'all this, but if you're thinking of like harming yourself or something, or you're going through like that voice in your head that's telling you ain't shit, it's going to take more than that. Or you're going to be right back here. You're going to be right back here being aggro and passive aggressive and blaming the internet for your loneliness and for all this stuff. And it's going to all still go back to what steps are you taking to work on that? And that is something, especially as an empathic person, that I had to learn. I've learned boundaries the last 5 years. I'm much healthier now than I was, because I used to I would blame myself. I would fall for that. Like, man, maybe I'm not checking on enough people. Maybe I'm not which is also a type of vanity in yourself, or like, I'm so important. If I just text this person, I keep them from fucking killing themselves. I don't know that. And it's kind of a wild thing to assume. And there's not a direct line of blame and all that stuff. So like, yeah, anyway. And I appreciate you not being the kind of person that will record your friend or whatever.
Right.
Because I feel like that's what happens in our society, where everything is quote unquote content. That's what happens in our society, where Kanye West is going on a fucking unhinged rant and someone is filming it to upload to social media for us to judge later. That's wild. Because if I saw a homeless man doing that, unhoused person, whatever, if I saw a person on the streets doing that, I would not pull out my phone and be like, time to get some content.
Right.
And I think the vast majority of people listening to us wouldn't do that. But that's where we're at, is that people do that. And whether it's Kanye West or just a guy off the street, to me, it's the same issue, which is your mental health shit don't care how much money you got. But the people around you do, and will empower somebody who is clearly off their rocker. We will empower them. We will give them the fame and the money and the platform and treat them like they're important because they got that money. But we wouldn't do that for anybody else. Somebody else that just worked at fucking Lowe's, we'd be like, oh, they got fired today. But nah, we got to act like he is the leader of the people with that shit. I try to think about her as being the manifest. Oh yeah, okay. And other times she is so down that she already tried to end her life in one of those phases. It's a wild ride for her. Yeah, that's the thing with bipolar, is the down comes. Like, I know that some people are able to have like just up all the time, but the down typically comes behind that. And the down can be lower than the high was high. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times, because of our social media and what we share, a lot of times the down is happening in private. It's happening in those passive aggressive, those vague book posts. That's the down. You see what I'm saying? And it ain't like the high. The high is, I'm on IG Live. Oh, here's a picture of me. I'm sharing these ideas. I'm engaging with everybody. I got to tell everybody everything. I got to do this. I'm the greatest. I'm the best. But the downs, it's disappearing. And you're just hoping that, that they're working on something to help themselves get that balance. It sucks. Fucking sucks. EVE says, it's always great when Brandon is on the show. He's so funny. I think this will be the first year I'm not watching the Oscars. I'm just tired of being disappointed. Nicki Minaj is basically what happens when you surround yourself with yes men who won't tell you to chill out. And I'm not sure a lot of people want to agree, but after listening to Meg's song Hiss a handful of times, I don't think the song was even about Nicki. The Megan's Law line could apply to any of these rappers that are alleging to be messing with young girls, especially Drake, who has been looked at for his association with the kid from Stranger Things. If there was that's funny, because last time Brandon was on the show, I talked to him and we talked about that Drake thing with Millie Bobby Brown. And I'm a person that doesn't really believe it. I really do think our generation, people my age, do not like Drake.
Right.
And typically, if you do not like somebody, you will believe the worst things you can think about them, period. And it doesn't really require a lot of proof. Things like someone telling you, like, unless he's just a complete fucking idiot, which maybe he is. He's a complete fucking idiot, and he is just the dirtiest, most criminal motherfucker on the planet, and we just ain't been talking about it right. Okay, maybe that's possible. I will allow for that. I don't think that's true, but motherfuckers that do shit like that don't tell you they do this shit like that. You know what I mean? They not gonna come out and just be like that's why R. Kelly's such a rare example to people, because they're like, yo, he was talking about it the whole time.
Right.
Like Drake's shit is not, his music isn't like I'm trying to fuck a 14-year-old or no shit like that. And then the fact that they're both child actors, or he's a former child actor, she is a child actor. She's openly telling people like, yeah, you know, we text sometimes, blah, blah, blah. The fact she's engaged to some guy now, like, I don't think it was ever a sexual thing, but I think people want him to be the worst person possible. So they're walking around saying stuff like that because it will justify disliking him, which I don't think you need extra ammunition to dislike somebody.
No, you don't.
But I think that's what the nature of the internet is, that internet pile on. But I do think that song was about Nicki.
Mm-hmm.
I like you said, you have a minority opinion, definitely, because the entire internet thought it was about Nicki before Nicki even responded.
Yes, they did.
So like either, and the reason I have to give credit to Meg and say I think it's about Nicki is because if it's not about Nicki, it makes it seem almost like Meg is stupid somehow. Like she was just talking about Drake and Nicki just went off. Like, no, Nicki's been talking shit about her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's also surrounded by her brother is a convicted pedophile. Her husband convicted of statutory rape or something like that. So yeah, I don't know how anyone will listen to that song and not see, even if the line is broad enough to hit some other people, it's definitely Nicki's one of the people. If there was anything in the song that was about Nicki, it was most likely the line about the people beefing with Meg, and Meg doesn't even know what the problem is. But regardless of who Megan was talking about, it doesn't matter anymore because Nicki made it about herself and her bizarre rant for 3 days straight, a week now. And I think she's still going. Megan doesn't ever have to respond again because Nicki lost strictly from the meltdown she had. Not to mention her Bigfoot diss track was straight up ass. Yeah, I mean, like I said, the smart thing to do is probably to not respond, but I think Nicki is not, and she's not the kind of person to show that kind of restraint.
Agreed.
The poll. Oh wait, no, YouTube. Let me check YouTube and see any comments for Just Went to Town on Me. No comments. Sometimes I feel like when we have a great guest, we get less comments than when it's us by ourselves. And I wonder if that's just because the audience puts. It's like, well, the guests kind of filled in for the audience.
Yeah, I can see that.
They said stuff during the show, you know. The poll: do you panic when you see a non-white man flying your plane? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, 97% no, 3% yes.
3% of y'all be like, y'all have a higher probability of crashing.
And on Spotify, 5% yes, 95% no. So
the Spotify people fire more frequently, so maybe that's where you get that extra 3%, 2%.
Sound like racism to me. Sound like racism.
Reverse racism.
The Q&A was Drunk Black History is back.
I'm glad.
M. Nicole says, "You glad?" I'm glad it's back too.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I really do hate what seemed to happen between Gordon and Brandon.
Me too.
I thought, and it's not that necessarily, like, I think Brandon's right, and in the future you should probably take this approach that you hire someone as a host to a show that you're coordinating and producing. Probably better for Brandon and better for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Just because, unfortunately, man, when you work with friends, if the shit is not said and it's business, it can get ugly, because business, and especially in America, but probably just everywhere, business operates very much on like, these are the rules.
Yes, sir. That's why you got to have shit in writing. I don't care how close. Bitch, West lawyers get this bullshit in writing. I want no problems.
Yeah, this is the contract. This is the agreement. And you need that shit, unfortunately, because when the friendship breaks down, the business can't break down,
right?
Or when the friendship, or when people use the friendship as leverage to violate the rules of the business. This happens all the time, and it seemed like they had a good time working together, and even if they like had some general banter and back and forth. It seemed cool. When I was there in person, they seemed like a good team, like they worked together well. And I thought they both understood the assignment, understood the mission, and then to find out, that Gordon kind of went rogue and booked a couple shows without Brandon even really knowing about the shit, booked them at venues and festivals that don't even really cater to that. People weren't going to be coming specifically for that. It just gets ugly, and you hate to see it. I think under Brandon's production, it'll go back to what I think a lot of people fell in love with, especially black folks, which is, a good black ass time where you're going to learn some stuff. But also the intention of our well-being being put first is super important. And it just can't be a event where it's just white people laughing at Black history.
Right.
It can't be that. It can't be an event where everything is about the white people in the room. Hey, we see we got some white folk. Like, it's got to be about us. The topics have to be about us. The sensitivity has to be about us. And I think Brandon gets that extremely well. Alicia says, I'm probably going to hell for laughing as hard as I did at that old man getting his ass whooped by some moviegoers. Also, are you sure that was a Cedric the Entertainer joke? I don't even remember what that was referring to. I'm sorry. Been a few days. Ms. Vaughn says, thank you, Brandon and Tati, for holding it down. Lee says, happy Black History. Alami says, drunk Black history on the Haitian Revolution is needed. Carrie says, just listen to the new episode on the podcast yesterday, and I'll definitely be in the virtual house for the live show. Shout out to y'all.
Thank you.
All right. Let's play some music so I can throw in some commercials later so we can get this motherfucking money. Took that one a while to wrap up. All right. Episode 2848, Gym Plant. We had 10 comments. 10.
What the hell did we talk
about? Okay, Michael, sounds like Michael, says loaning Ghana their own stolen artifacts. The British Museum is on the permanent Dracarys list. And then there were 3 replies to this, so maybe that's why we got so many replies. Brooklyn Shoebay says the fact that formerly colonized or imperialized nations haven't just burnt Europe to the ground out of sheer frustration is amazing. Abia says, please don't burn Europe to the ground. Best don't burn any country to the ground. But Europe is big. Not every country participated in colonization. And for selfish reasons, I would love to stay alive. I promise I did not colonize anyone and never will. Plus, burning Europe to the ground will also burn down the stolen art. So I don't know about that. Please? I don't know, Apia. I mean, you are from Germany, and y'all did burn Europe to the ground. Tried to do that before, so maybe you're speaking from personal experience. I don't know, like some lessons that y'all learned. You're like, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Trust, we tried. It's hard as hell.
Yeah, you're gonna have to rebuild. It's a whole thing.
Lay Love says #Killmonger was right. Okay, not holy, but on recovering artifacts, he was. KP says the gecko story is sad, but also had me laughing. The part about Black people not having them reminded me of a time in my life when I was a kid. Someone paid me and some of my friends for a neighborhood car wash in the form of reptiles they kept in their apartment. I convinced my mom and grandma to let me take one. I had a baby crested gecko for a short time until I was being hard-headed. I put the cage outside on the patio for it to get some fresh air. Child logic. Even though my grandma told me that probably wasn't a good idea. They require moisture and aren't able to regulate their temperature in the same way other animals can.
So being outside was not good.
I didn't know any better. Unfortunately, a couple hours later, I go back on the porch and my little homie was fried to death.
The homie was outside going, hey, ain't no regulation here.
Fried to death. This is hilarious, Karen. Fried to death in this container. I felt so bad to this day. I wish I would have listened. I have no interest in reptiles now, though. Rest in peace, Jody the Gecko.
Oh, Grandma was like, "That's not smart." Grandma tried to warn you. That's hilarious to me.
Layla says, "Oh damn, rest in peace to the little reptilian homie Jody." Yeah, rest in peace, Jody.
Shout out to Jody.
Rest in power, King. Ramsey says, when Karen and Rod go off about anything election related to the election and voting and protecting people, I'm here for all of it. I enjoyed the banner about the Hornets basketball game. 5 stars for this episode and for both of you sharing your healthy eating, healthy mindset, going to the gym, working out. Thanks, Ramsey.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just share our lives on here, but you know, it's been a couple years since I really was playing basketball. I used to talk about that shit all the time, but this is what I'm doing now. Going to the gym and lifting weights.
Y'all evolving with us.
And hopefully basketball will come back at some point because I miss basketball a lot. But you know, trying to get in shape to even play basketball. I've never really tried to get in shape before like this. I've always just played basketball badly until I was playing it a little bit better every time. And then eventually I was like, oh, okay, this is the right level of good. But I've never taken this long off before. Yeah, we talk about it on the pregame and stuff.
I don't think you ever have, no, because you've been playing since you were like a teenager.
Yeah, since I kind of overcame asthma, I played basketball consistently my whole life, several days a week, and the pandemic is the only time that hasn't happened. And I don't know, I just miss it a lot. So. And then I tried to get the lunchtime run to see if like people still want to play at lunch. Nobody was really interested in that shit. So I don't even know.
It's something that everybody broke, and it's probably maybe hard to get people to get back into the mood. I think people may, if they know it's going to be real. People are like, I'm not wasting my time if nobody's going to be out there.
Yeah, but you got to get some people to do it first. Somebody got to be the first people. Anyway, but yeah, so that's why I'm talking about it a little bit. But yes, I did some more stuff with the physical trainer yesterday, learned some more exercises to do in the gym. Got new goals for this week, so we'll see where it goes. Brooklyn Shoebase says, I love Karen so much. She dropped gems for the ladies. When Karen said, I would not fight over a man because I'm too pretty and too precious, I hollered. The idea that a straight woman's worth is only tied to having a man or being a mom is still entrenched into society's consciousness that some women will do anything in order to say, well, at least I got a man.
They will.
I wish both men and women at large would realize that they can have healthy, reciprocal, loving, and platonic relationships that can be emotionally satisfying. Yeah, I agree. Like I have friends of both genders and stuff like that. That's not the issue, but it is always interesting because I always see people say shit, can men and women be friends and all this shit, and I always feel like they're children, you know, or just like every woman you know you gotta want to fuck,
right?
That's not unrealistic. I'm the crazy one to be like, well, that's not realistic. Like, that's my friend. Like,
and that's it.
Like, I don't know. It's so weird. It's such a weird thing, and I don't know what you do with that because people really do believe that shit, and it leads to lots of jealousy in relationships. It leads to like motherfuckers that literally have no friends of different genders and surrounding themselves with the same fucking opinions, the same kind of person over and over. And I think it seems like the majority of people believe that shit. I think I'm an outlier in the homie could be Justin, the homie could be Ray Sani, the homie could be Bossy, like Randolph, whoever I'm talking, that's the homie. I'm not like not picking up the phone because like, oh, this a woman. I guess I'm not when I'm texting with a friend, like the same way if I'm texting a dude, it's like I'm like, hey man, what's up with that ass? You know what I mean? Like I don't even know why this is difficult for people. You know what I mean?
And I think for a lot of people, they have gone through a lot of different relationships. So people have cheated now, so a lot of people are coming into this relationship with baggage, and we're human. It's very hard to treat each relationship as a reset. You know, because you come in with the memories of things that have been done to you in the past, all the hurt, all the pain, all these things. And if this is something that's happened to you before, you go, nope, you can't deal with nobody of the opposite sex because the last dude I was messing with last one day was fucking somebody. So no, you can't have nobody that's the opposite sex.
Yeah.
So that's why they come in with these hard rules, but it's very unrealistic. But you as a couple need to talk about these things, and people don't want to do that. They rather just make these hard rules to quote unquote simplify shit versus talking about the insecurities that you have within yourself.
Yeah, it's a lot of jealousy and stuff. And I mean, look, and there are people that have relationships where it's there's open relationships, there's poly relationships. Like there's a lot. It's everything doesn't have to be like a hetero monogamous situation in the first place. But I do understand like communication and all that stuff. But I'm just saying, even in friendships, fuck the sex. Like take sex out of this. Even in friendships, there's something that is healthy and rewarding about being able to talk to someone that has a different point of view, and y'all still have like a level of trust and understanding,
right?
That is not based on like transactional shit. Because one of the problems with like when you throw the romance and stuff into it, when it's beyond platonic, transactional stuff and sex is already kind of an interesting space that I'm not trying to be in with people. I don't want to like, it's like when people talk about someone owing them sex because they did something for them or whatever. It's just like, it's a ridiculous concept to me.
Yes,
so
it is.
I just think in general, people could be rewarded by just being able to see people as three-dimensional beings that exist as more than just like romantically.
Right. And outside of just fucking.
The time at home during the pandemic helped me establish some very strong friendship bonds, which actually made it easier for me when I started dating again because I felt complete without a man. This allowed me to be more picky instead of doing the panicky, oh my God, I'm fat, black, and 50. I better take what I can get. Anywho, I'm sorry I went on a mini rant. Just wanted to say I love Karen's insights better than her not knowing.
Yeah. Thank you. And the way I feel about myself now at 44 is not the way I used to feel about myself years ago. And so the confidence that I have in myself now is a real confidence. So when I say these things, I mean it. Like, I am too pretty. I am too precious. Now, how you feel about me is irrelevant. This is how I feel about myself. And that's more important than how anybody else perceives me.
Well, you say that, but you also never would have helped me fight. So that you say, oh, I didn't always feel this way. It's not like you were in college and you would have helped me if I was getting beat up.
I didn't say that. I said the way I feel about myself.
The original thing that started this was Karen saying I'm too pretty and precious to
that's
fight.
True. That's true.
And I'm saying you're going, I started feeling that. I'm saying she always felt that way.
That is a 100% true statement. You know who you married.
I know. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not. There's nothing to be mad about to me. It's like, yeah, that makes sense. Let's see. Sean says waiting for gym machines is why I do workouts at 1 a.m. in and out. Don't have to worry about waiting for machines usually. Yeah. I've heard people say this, and I'm not even saying y'all wrong or whatever. I don't think I got it in me to be at the gym at 1 a.m.
Some people do that because they're like nobody's in there. And stuff
yeah, like
that.
You go to 24-hour fitness or something. I know I'm a night owl, but I'm not a leave the house at night owl. Like I'm a night owl and like, oh, I'm gonna play this video game.
I'm up in the house, night owl.
Yeah, like,
you ain't a go outside night owl.
Yeah, I ain't a night owl. Yeah, I'm not that kind of night owl. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I got to do. Nah, it's just all right. I'll play this video game, and that'll be the fun that I'm having today. But if you think I'm about to motherfucking actually be outside at 1 a.m. at the gym, probably not. Probably not.
Chad, we better be on the process, on the way of coming home. Chad, that's one thing about getting old. People go, we doing something. It started at 10. I was like, bitch, we're not wrapping it up at 10. But then I ain't going.
Yeah, so I can't say that's me in any way. But yeah, back to the comments. And also like waiting on the machine's not that bad. Just I will try to go during off times, but it's not waiting on the machine to me wasn't that hard. But this next thing I'm doing, it's not even really on the machines that much. She showed me how to do some free weight stuff with some dumbbells and all this shit.
I know this might sound stupid, but when they mean free weights, like what exactly do they mean?
Like a weight that's not attached to a machine.
Okay, like dumbbell, like some. If this is the bar, it's a free weight.
Yeah, free bars are free weight. Yeah.
Okay.
Anything that is not, there's no string, there's no machine stopping it from falling on you.
Okay, it's considered a free weight.
Yeah, weights that you have to pick up and put back on the rack, that kind of stuff.
Oh, so the little 2-pound weights that I use at the house, 2 to 5.
Those are free weights.
I get you now.
Yeah.
I get you.
So you gotta be careful with all that, cause
you fuck yourself up, injure yourself.
Yeah. But yeah, I like what I'm doing so far. She's teaching me a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because one thing about free will fuck you up. That mean it ain't attached to nothing. So you don't know what you're doing. It'll come back and be free on your body somewhere. I couldn't help myself.
Evie says, "Don't fall for it, Rod. That was a plant. The one thing at my gym I hate is the personal trainers lurking around who approach and try to talk to you like they're just being friendly, and then boom, they ask if you want to sign up for training. As soon as I see them approach, I tell them I'd like to work out in peace and leave me alone. It may be unfriendly, but I'm not falling for that scam." Oh, I didn't even know that was a scam.
I'm trying to get you to sign up for something different.
Yeah, I mean, I did not know that was a thing, but
they didn't come back and say nothing, did they? Like they weren't
that
trying
dude?
They weren't trying to push nothing on you. Like, would you like to sign up for Orange Theory? No.
Nah, that dude was, seemed pretty cool, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't know. If it's a scam, I was on the lookout for it, but I didn't get scammed. And then I think with the personal trainers working at the Y, they probably don't do a lot of soliciting in that way. You either sign up or you don't.
Right.
And it's also like the white people's ritzy, fancy Y. So I don't know. Texas will never secede because Republicans won't let that happen. Without electoral votes, there would never be another Republican president again. Plus, they would lose all federal assistance. They would be a third world country the minute they secede. I hear you. I just think there's some people that don't agree with you that live there. And all I'm saying is, you motherfuckers do not want to get your regulated militia fucked up by the United States government. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Like they got the army too. Y'all ain't got access to them jets. Them jets belong to them. Let's see. Any comments on the YouTube for this one? 4 comments. Alicia says, "Rod, that man ain't a plant. Some people are just nice, or maybe you his type." Winky emoji. I wasn't picking up no vibes, but also I'm notoriously bad at picking up vibes.
Roger cannot pick up vibes at all. Like, Roger is just like, I don't know. Like, I just assume everybody is neutral until otherwise told.
Maybe that's why I'm able to have so many platonic friends. I wouldn't know.
Yes.
They could all want to fuck me. I'll never know, and I'll never care.
Right, because Roger don't be picking, he lit up and picking up nobody. I be the one telling him, you know, the Verizon lady was hitting on you. She was? Yes, Roger. Well, child, I didn't know.
No offense to anybody. That's really about my own issues. It's not really about that.
Not really about y'all at all.
Brock Molden says beautiful. I don't even know beautiful what it refers to, but thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Douglas says, not sure if you've seen it yet, but Hero Ball on Max has great NBA parodies. I don't know what that is. I have to check that out. Karen got in her bag around the 58-12 second mark, pours a drink, says Bridget. Yep, Karen was talking about that voting.
Thank you.
And you know how she gets all angry like she's watching a Hornets game, okay? Gets intense.
That same passion.
Gets intense.
My emotions are intense, y'all. And truth be told, they calm down a lot. Like old age, calm it down. They used to be strong and hard. I was like, hey, Karen, you got to calm this down.
She's very much an Aries.
I am.
Was the man at the gym a plant? Yes, watch out. No, he was real. 63% think he was real. 37% want me to stay woke. And it's about the same percentage on Spotify, 40% and 60%. Most people believe he was real. I'm going to choose to believe he was real, everybody. Because why not?
I'm going to think he's real until otherwise noted he's real.
The Q&A, you never murder over a man, sis. Never.
Never.
Chris says, the YMCA QAnon is my favorite type of conspiracy. Keisha says, never ever. Clay says, never. Number 2. Ghana should go full Killmonger on UK's lazy entitled ass on getting back their jewels. Stephen A. Voice, you get our royalties. You getting our royalties, you bitch.
Oh no!
Did you tell the folks that? You bitch.
Lisa says, Karen, I appreciate you so much. You are indeed too pretty and too precious to fight. Even verbal confrontations get my heart pounding so badly it almost explodes out my chest.
Yeah, yes. And the thing is, a lot of people ain't truthful with themselves. Be truthful with yourself. Be truthful with your partner. Let them know up front. Hey, you want the bitch that's gonna fight with you? I'm not her.
Mm-hmm. And that's why I always say, Karen, if you getting beat up, you on your own. Okay.
That's not how that works.
What? That's not how that works.
Nope. I believe in patriarchy. Child, everybody is problematic, and I am too. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna go out there to do shit to get my ass whooped in the first place. So if I'm getting beat up, that was them jumping on me. So you better help.
I know. All right. Miss Barnes says the reenactment on For My Man is guaranteed to be the driest acting. Yeah. I love For My Man though. I can't lie. It's my guilty pleasure.
It is. It's fun.
Dorina said, Karen, you don't be watching it like me. I'll be watching it every week. I don't miss an episode.
I be watching it with you periodically, and I enjoy what I watch. Can I enjoy what I watch?
You trying to get in on this, knowing that you're not in the For My Man hive.
I'm not a For My Man hive. I do like our ATL boys.
ATL detectives, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. For My Man hive, stand up. Y'all know what it is. Let's see what else we got. Dorina says, regarding the gym, the Peloton strength classes on the app are a great way to structure your workouts. I've been using them for 4 years and I've gotten strong as fuck. You got this, Rod. Cheering you on. Thank you, Dorina. So I've been doing the strength training at the Y. I have the Peloton app and the Peloton bike, but I do not use that shit. I don't know. And honestly, it's easier for me to get up and go to the gym. I don't know why, but it's been easier for me to get motivation to be like, let me get up, put on my gym clothes, get my bag, go to the gym and do the fucking thing and check off the list of the thing. I don't know why.
Because you're leaving here?
I don't know. Maybe so many years I went to the YMCA to play basketball. I don't know what it is, but that's what's working for me. But at some point I might sell my Peloton bike or something, and because it's like $50 to have the app every month or whatever, and it's just not getting used, and it just doesn't make sense to spend all that money to not use it. And the only time that it gets used is when I bring it up like now. Yes. Karen will pretend that, oh yeah, well, I'm gonna start using it, and then she'll use it one time for 5 minutes, and then it's back to sitting there. If it doesn't bring me joy, it need to go. Okay. You need to get the hell out the house. Use that room for something else. Mrs. Span says John Oliver did a bit about on last week tonight, where he talked about British museums and how they justify trying to keep artifacts from different countries, and then the YouTube link that I'm not gonna watch that whole episode, but thank you, brother. Mm-hmm. Go check out John Oliver. His show's still going on HBO.
It is.
The White Man Show.
Oh, they weren't gonna cancel that.
Is going. Okay. So y'all go support that brother. Mm-hmm. All right. The poll,
great work.
The poll, they worked right across the hallway from us.
Oh,
and they still do. Unlike Game Theory, episode 2848, Gym Plant. The poll was the man at the gym a plant? Oh wait, I said this already. What am I doing? What am I doing? I think it's time to go to the next episode. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
The last episode of the week is Stopping Skynet. It's episode 2849. All right. We got 6 comments. Nick Dahl says, hardest banter intro music I've ever heard. Todd says, for starters, Nick Grant's album Sunday Dinner was one of my favorites of 2023. If you haven't already, check it out. It makes sense to me that Nick said this because in part, I think he's speaking from a place of experience. He's as talented of a rapper that there is, but he's not experienced a ton of commercial success. The 2 artists he mentioned, Marcus Clay and Ruben Vincent, have been put on by industry vets over the past couple of years. Both were on Dreamville Festival stage last year. Ruben, Charlotte native, is down with Knife Wonder's label, Jamla. Yeah, I think we may have seen... No, it wasn't Ruben, but we saw somebody from Dreamville perform it. Luke performed at one of the Hornets games.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to the Charlotte boys representing. He's gotten some really good looks over the past year or so, but I think it's really tough for lyricists to get on in the way that Nick Grant is envisioning, because I don't think there's a mainstream appetite for those artists. Take Jid, for instance. He's as talented as a lyricist as there is right now, also a Dreamville artist. He has an incredible solo catalog, and his work with Spillage Village is great, but he hasn't gotten the traction that I believe he's due. It's really not a reflection of the OGs embracing these young artists as much as it's a reflection of the broader consumer base. I think artists like Currency and Tech Nine are perfect examples of what success can look like for lyricists these days. Build a following, keep them fed with music, show up in their towns to perform, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, for a lot of artists, particularly with the internet, which is a good thing, and people being able to put their stuff directly to their fans and build a fan base, a lot of artists make money from like their personal tours and selling products and things like that. And I think, people underestimate the thing of super serving your audience. Because super serving your audience matters, and they'll be loyal and dedicated, and they'll tell other people, which possibly they'll be loyal and dedicated, and it grows from there. The thing is, a lot of times, and Roger said this, and I believe this, a lot of times, by the time anybody recognizes you or come to see you, a lot of times you don't need their help. And so that's what happens. A lot of times these people take years, sometimes decades, to build their audience up, and then when they hit the scene, all of a sudden, for the vast majority of people, some Black people, but majority America, they brand new. They, we've just not seen them. Why haven't we known about them? But they literally have been on the ground for decades. But prior to that point, because they don't quote unquote find these stars, like particularly if you get somebody that's well polished, has good stage, they come on and they just hit the ground running. A lot of times they've been doing that shit forever, way before anybody quote unquote knew their name.
Yeah, I think the other part is you don't necessarily like what does success look like for you is the main question, because for a lot of these artists, it's like, oh, success is the most money, success is the most attention, success is Kendrick, J. Cole, whatever. And it's hard for me to say that lyricists aren't mainstream, there's no appetite for them, when Kendrick, J. Cole, to me, are lyricists, and they sell, they get awards, and they're famous and rich. Like, so I don't know that I would say it as simple as just like, yeah, people don't have an appetite for it. That being said, people don't have an appetite for all kinds of stuff, right? Like, there's a lot of rappers who are not going to make it or be mainstream or crossover like that, just simply by the nature that they're just not those type of acts, and they're not lyricists, and they're not like, they have all the stuff on paper, it just ain't working. There's kind of no rhyme or reason for it, There's a lot of women in hip hop now. There used to be a time where we were like, there can only be one woman, don't nobody want to hear from women. That turned out to be wrong, and over time we got a lot of women that of all different stripes that people have an appetite for, all different skill levels, all types of different styles and subject matter. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like sometimes lyricists break through, sometimes they don't. The main issue in hip hop, I think, for rappers like that is how much money it costs to be like, to get like production, to get, radio play. That stuff probably hinders the lyricist backpack type rappers more now than it did even back in the day.
Yeah, because the gatekeepers matter. Because before, like now, it's so many different avenues and so many different places, and so people are scattered everywhere when it comes to consumption of music. We don't have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different locations, but these are the spots.
Yeah, there's no radio isn't what radio used to be.
Right.
MTV doesn't play music videos. There's tentpole moments where like a Nicki Minaj, or I'm not Nicki Minaj, where a Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion drop WAP, and it doesn't matter that that's on YouTube. We understand this is a tentpole moment, but there's a lot less of those now, because you just don't have one person saying, one station, one being like, this is the hip hop you should listen to.
Right.
But and also I agree with you that success could look like Currency and people like that. But once again, like I said, I don't know that that's a function of them being lyricists, as much as that's a function of them being independent artists, which you could be a non-lyricist and do what they do if you choose to do it.
Right. And like you said, what does success look like? Because, everybody assuming, like you say, success is like these big people touring all over the country and things like that. But you could be an independent artist and tour all over the country. Maybe the budget might not be as big. You might not be able to do the same things, but you can do the same things. And in their mind, they might be successful. Other people might be looking like you're not successful. But like you say, who determines that for them?
Right. But yeah, good luck to those artists and stuff. I'm gonna check them out. I'll add them to my list because of y'all talking about them. And we'll check them out. Let's see. The next comment is from Ann, who says, "Just realized that as a mixed race person, my ancestors were DEI supporters. That is all." Mm-hmm. I don't think that's what they called them back then. They called them the N-word lovers. Gina says
they call them naysayers.
Gina says it's great. Uber Eats is taking Snap. Instacart, DoorDash take some benefits payments as well. A lot of disabled people I know, me included, use food delivery services as transportation can be expensive and difficult to get. Folks on benefits deserve to be able to use these services too.
Right.
Lunch stealing has gotten people fired. It can be a morale killer too. I know I was livid when I returned from leave for work and discovered someone had taken all my Publix honey. You know how expensive honey is? And it was the green wise kind too.
Honey is high, honey. I love honey, but it's high.
Now I keep it in my desk along with my lunch most days. Yeah, we shouldn't have killed all them bees. Even E says, I can't believe Nicki is still going about Megan a whole week later. Jeez, I can believe it. Honestly, of all things, that is the most believable thing that has thinged lately. Is Nicki. We all knew.
Going.
Powder keg. She's so desperate for Megan not to reach number 1 on the charts. She's literally asking her Barbs to stream Ben Shapiro's rap song. She had absolutely no chill at this point. Her stands are as unhinged, doxing people, even revealing the address of Megan's mother's grave. Even though I don't think Megan should respond to this level of crazy. If it was me, I would have run up on Nicki like Cardi did. Nicki is clearly someone who has never had her ass whooped in the shows. I've had my lunch stolen from work before over 20 years ago, and I'm still pissed off, so I understand that man's anger. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about rolling up on Nicki. As I know the internet is like, ha ha ha, her husband, but from my understanding, Buddy is affiliated and not really the one to fuck with. I know they tried to run up on Offset. Like, I think that has as much to do with people just trying to stay the fuck out of it as anything else is, who knows what this dude is capable of.
Right.
Appia says far-right governments are obviously terrible for LGBT plus people, but this Italian father did it on his own. He started abusing his son when he was 14. He is now 18. So 4 years ago, there was another government in Italy. I think that the article throw in the government at the end was misleading. And at least the laws are still like that the parents were punished. I'm sure there are other cases where it had an impact, but not here. Here's what I will say about that, Appia. Okay. One, I don't think it's misleading. And here's why. Because far-right governments don't come out of nowhere. So the sentiment that brought that far-right government to power definitely started more than 4 years ago.
Yes.
And while that they may not have been winning the office of whatever offices they ended up winning in the election, the voters were still there. The sentiment was still there. If it was 49% to 51%, that's still a lot of people who are affected by that rhetoric, led that way. We have people here who are, far-right Christians that have fought literally for decades to get abortion overturned. That fight didn't start. Like, we don't start counting the number for like, oh, well, they did win with Donald Trump and that then they got it overturned 4 years later. That's not how that works. It's like they've been trying to do that since 1960. So there are people who vote that way, who subscribe to that, who have experienced and lived in that silo of hate, who are like doing stuff to people the whole time. And so I don't feel like the article is saying like the government made them do this, as much as it was saying it's related to the fact that people like this felt emboldened and empowered. And especially when it's like the majority or a lot of that abuse seemed to happen Even when even as that kid got older, you know what I mean? Because like the abuse seemed not to be like a moment where it's like, oh, that happened, and then you know that was unrelated, and then it stopped, you know. So I don't know. I think the shit is related, in that people and governments aren't as neat and finite as like yesterday it wasn't bigoted. Then the election happened, and today it's bigoted. So that's what I think. The poll. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Comments on the YouTube. Great episode. Thank you, says Michael. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Oh my God, I listen on Spotify. That Nougat shirt is Dracaris. Thank you for continuing to put out a great content. Thank you, Doug. Mm-hmm. And listen, I think the shirt is fire. I appreciate you. Mm-hmm. The poll was: have you ever had your lunch stolen at work?
Wow.
Have you?
I don't remember. I think I may have. Yes.
You think you may have?
Yes.
Huh.
And
just don't remember.
I'm trying to.
Seem like the kind of thing you would remember, especially if motherfuckers killing each other over it.
It wasn't my lunch, but I'm thinking like somebody may have like took something out, and I was like, okay, this is the problem. So and not really took something, like I may have had like milk or something in there, like they drank that kind of separate from my lunch. You know what I mean? Mm. So I think people have drunk that, and I just poured the whole thing out. Fuck that.
I've never had my lunch stolen, and so I don't know the hot rage that fills a person to make them kill an employee 2 days later. But I hear you. Yes, 28% of y'all have had it stolen on our website. 68% not. 4% said I'm the lunch stealer.
Oh no! Don't stop stealing people lunches, y'all.
On Spotify, 33% have had their lunch stolen, 65% have not, and 2% say they're the lunch stealer. So some of y'all be stealing lunches. That's wild.
Don't be doing that. And half the time when you ask people be like, you can have it.
Even knowing that people have been justifying murder, y'all are like, I'm stealing lunches. All right.
I'll still steal the lunch. I'll take the chance.
Yeah.
The 5-finger discount, apparently.
Y'all won't even eat after other people at the potluck. The reason I'm not eating nobody's lunch is because I don't trust the control group. That could be a sandwich made with cat hairs, and y'all just cool with it. Y'all just going in somebody's box. Okay.
Right. You're there grabbing milk, might be breast milk. You don't know.
That's gonna be how you get hand, foot, and mouth disease.
Shit. Yeah,
that's what somebody else's lunch. I would rub my hand, foot, and mouth all over my lunch. Be like, go ahead then, bitch. We're gonna find out in a few days.
Yes, we will.
Head, foot, and mouth disease is back. Is the Q&A. Enrique says, agreed. I'm a school teacher around kids all the time. Michelle says, I caught this from my baby years ago. The worst sore throat ever. Plus a painful rash on my fingers and toes. Then I found that it can also cause rare, possibly fatal complications. Awful.
Oh no.
Jeff says, white people news. LOL, Jeff in Japan. Olami says, I miss the days of AIDS, gonorrhea, UTIs, and teenage pregnancies. I want to go be a hoe so bad. Well, you know what? You can always be a hoe. No one can stop you.
Nope, nobody stops you.
James said, use protection.
The hoe economy never dies and never lost.
Yeah, use protection. James says, when someone says I don't see color, to me, I say it's saying I only see whiteness. And then rainbow greater than egg emoji or white emoji, I think. So maybe the colors are better than white. I don't know. Issa ain't lying, number 2. Is Toy says it's so common amongst the babies, especially at daycares.
Then they wonder about it. Wash your hands. You have to get on them. You got to wash your hands. Like, I ain't trying to get no foot and mouth disease because you won't touch everything.
Carrie said, man, don't get me started on all these diseases making a comeback because palm-colored people are afraid to take shots, but we'll take all the opioid. I don't know. You know what? Let me chill. They're afraid to take shots, but we'll take opioids. I guess I should have let you chill. Damn, my bad.
Shots fired.
Damn. Thanks, noob.
Shots fired.
Yeah, I didn't even.
The black guy who tips assumes no responsibility or liability for any errors or omissions in the content of this podcast. The information contained on this podcast is provided on an as is basis with no guarantees of completeness, accuracy, or timeliness. This podcast contains adult language such as fuck, shit, damn, motherfucker, bitch, pussy, dick, or Asshole. If you are easily offended, please feel free to get a life. Also, don't write the show about some shit you thought we said. And never forget, Karen be knowing, and Rod was right. Enjoy the show.
We gotta play that as an intro one day.
But yeah, that's wild. All right, let's get into another segment. But that's all the comments and stuff. I did remember to do it, so for the gram, doing it for the gram. Today, I asked everybody, tell us some good news that happened to you recently.
Oh,
Bridget says, my kid got into the National Beta Club.
come on, Beta Club. I don't even know what that is, but let's go.
So you raising one of these beta cucks out here? Okay, my kid is in the Alpha Club because he's a lone wolf that leads the pack. All right, and he knows how to get females or something to that nature.
I'll be one of them lost aunties. I'm showing up. We going to the Beta Club. What they do? I don't know. They dance, so I'm showing up.
Miss Barnes says, I got the labs for my yearly physical, and the hard work and mindful eating and workouts paid off. Hey, congrats. That's hard to do. My parents are both in good health, says Nashio. Picked our wedding venue. Okay, Ariel.
Come on, wedding venue.
Iso who we met at Publix, says, I was picking up my prescription and ran to the best duo since ketchup and mustard. I met Rod and Karen. TJ says, finally found my peace. Okay, congrats. Hold on to that.
That's priceless, baby.
My uncle Carlos says, can't begin to count them, nephew. DJ Java says, first year in a while I was booked to DJ every week in January. Normally January is a very slow month for DJs, but once I was fine. But for once I was fine. Chief Steve says, nice. Hey, I always wanted to ask you if you've seen People Just Do Nothing. Love that show so much. And Jaffa says, yeah, I seen it. Funny shit. Hell Holly says, the family I work for as a nanny just told me they're pregnant. In addition to 7-year-old twins and 2-year-old, I'll have another baby to love and care for.
Aww.
And more money. Ask for a raise, girl. I don't know how it works, but I just assume.
Yeah, we gonna get a raise.
I just assume that nannies be happy because they be like, oh, you having another baby? Oh, 200 more a week. Flix Chicks G says, after asking my coworker about her taxes, I finally found out 3 tax years later that I shouldn't be paying my NJ taxes while living in NC, but working for a Jersey company. So my process will be much easier going forward. Excited. You gonna get your money back though?
Yeah, I would request it.
Someone said, glad you're not getting caught up for tax evasion. And Flix Chicks G says, there's still time.
Oh no!
That's hilarious. White Label America says, I started a YouTube channel to talk about African soccer, and it's been a fun time doing it at my pace. A few years ago, I was scared to show my face on camera. Hey, congrats. That's big.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think especially for me as a person that grew up messing around on message boards and everything was anonymous.
Right.
And just how mean and rude and nasty people can be. Mm-hmm. Me being on camera was a big thing for me. Me using my government name, me being on stage, me having social media.
I didn't just like
it's a big thing.
Long time, child. That's why shout out for the people who used to know my name, Y00227, child. I was like, y'all,
And I still shout them out to this day, even though I don't even know if these people still listen, and it's not. It's just. But shout out to Lipstick Alley because they taught me about how I needed to be able to be like, to a certain extent, man, fuck that. Like, people gonna just say what they gonna say. People gonna be mean.
Agreed.
People are gonna, assume shit about you. And not everybody has to like you. You're doing something in public, and it's their right to be like, fuck this person, fuck what they do, fuck that,
yes, sir.
Fuck how they look. They should be dressing up. They should. And they exist and they live their lives and they do whatever they do. But it really kind of made me snap up and be like, well, why not me? Fuck it. Because people, that's the worst thing people got from me is they gonna judge the way I look or talk or whatever the fuck. Then okay, they're not stopping nothing. Still successful. People still listening to us. Mm-hmm. Still making moves out here. People still want to be down. I get fed by talking. Cool. Undeniable Vixen says, I applied and received 2 grants for my nonprofit beer industry podcast. Congrats.
Come on, not 1, but 2.
Okay. We love to see it. Lola always gets says, I got a donation that enabled me to buy a shower chair. Okay, shower
Come
chair.
on, shower chair. That's a thing.
Sounds fancy. Sounds nice. Why don't all showers come with chairs? You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
that true? Sometimes you feel like sitting down.
Laylove says my manager rated me higher than I did on my self-assessment, so I'm rubbing my hand for that raise like Birdman. Also hit my quarterly bonus.
Let's go.
Okay,
Quarterly
and
bonus.
let me just add, Laylove. Let me just add. Rate yourself higher next year.
Yes.
Don't be your own. That's the one time. Don't be your harshest critic. When they be like, do a self-evaluation, be your biggest cheerleader.
Be like, I'm perfect.
I need all the money. Brooklyn Shoebay says, I've been offered a promotion. Congrats. Hope you want it. Karina says, I got hired full-time.
Come on, full-time.
Bouquet says, I got the promotion I finally needed to justify the lifestyle I'm living. Slaving. You slaying and living.
Come on.
Okay, we love to see it. Shout out to Slaving. Laylove says, I had some unclaimed money in my home state yesterday and they're cutting the check. I've had that happen.
Let's go.
AJ says, been working on doing a handstand and got a compliment on it from someone in the gym.
Let's go.
The gym could be a positive environment, you know?
A lot bolder than me.
The legend of Mrs. Rager says, went to the doctor. I'm no longer pre-diabetic. Hey, congrats. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. JL Covan chimed in.
What?
My mom got a clean bill of health 2 years after her second cancer surgery. All right now.
Let's go, JL.
Let's go, Miss Covan. We love to see it.
Yes.
Tootie Tar says, that's fantastic. This is wonderful news. Okay, so everybody's telling him how great the news. Okay, get off his dick. All right, now just kidding. Wouldn't that be funny? I immediately got jealous. Like, nigga, you on my page. You on my page. Taking all the likes.
Y'all better watch out. JL gonna rain on y'all parade.
Yeah. I wonder if he shows up to her cancer treatment and starts raining on her parade.
I hope not. Don't do that, JL. Don't do that.
Like, but isn't cancer kind of good though? And then she's like, get the fuck out. Tootie Tar says, got a refund from the hospital after having to prepay for my surgery before they processed my insurance. Called as soon as those totals didn't match and they sent me my check. Yeah, they've been doing that a lot. We talked about this on the pregame. For some reason, they'll take your insurance card before they even fucking deal with, do anything. Then they're like, we'll bill you later. Then they send you a bill without running the insurance. And it's like, motherfucker, what? And so they're like, call us, which these millennials ain't doing, but they like call us to talk.
Yeah, we old.
I'm
calling.
So I pick up the phone and call the motherfuckers, and then they like, what do you have insurance? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, is it with so and so? Yes. Is the number this? Yes. Okay, we'll file it. Don't pay that bill. We'll send you a new bill later. Nigga, what? What are you doing? You could have been did this. You wasted however much time printing out that first invoice.
Right. And on top of that, it's an increased chance you're going to get cussed out because somebody will be like, bitch, I got insurance. I'm not paying this motherfucking bill. What is this?
Christoph says, my job has been underpaying me hourly for the last week and rectified it this week. Woo. Good for you.
Yes.
Glad you got it. It's better to get it than not catch it.
Ain't that the truth?
Celebrated my dog's 5th birthday this week, says Eve.
Oh.
Black Women Stitch says one of my I'm a Sewist reels hit 1 million views. Okay.
Oh, 1 million?
Okay, 1 million views. Okay, listen, I've been calling people coon all month and I ain't never got close to that. So I respect it. 1 million views is 1 million views. Yeah, you're gonna be the sewing Matt Rife out here. Who that Rose says I became a great aunt. Congrats.
Oh.
Iman ubiquitously says me and my hubs are getting to go on a romantic weekend for my birthday.
Oh, that's sweet.
I got a teaching award, says Dr. T. Cropper. Congrats. K. Soa says I started doing photography about a year ago as a hobby. I've been taking pictures of my wife and my friends and local models I met at events and made friends with to practice and develop my skills and style and learn how to use my gear. I started posting my work on here and on another page I have, and recently people have started randomly offering to pay me to do pictures for them. That was never really the goal for me when I got started. I was just doing this for fun, but I guess that is just a sign I'm getting good at it. Yeah, you should take them up on that offer. You know?
In the age of everybody having a smartphone and shit like that, people underestimate the value of real photographer and photography. Like, I appreciate them people because all jokes aside, no matter how quote unquote smart and good your smartphone gets, no matter what it is, They can't beat some of these $3,000 cameras that be doing all this fancy shit. Like, it just can't, your phone cannot do certain things. It just can't. And so, I see nothing wrong with why people have photographers at their weddings and events and things like that. Because, like, hey, bitch, I want a professional picture. I don't want a random picture with somebody standing in the background blurring all that shit. I want somebody to be like, no, I got the best possible shot for you.
Let's see who else we got. Kim B. Musin says, after having been laid off since October, I finally landed a new job.
Let's go.
I know that feeling. Our girl Prof Corey says, I'm supposed to travel on Tuesday to give a lecture, but I have lost my voice. The good news is I got good care from urgent care. So I have prescriptions and a chance of being okay by the time I should be on the plane, following instructions and praying. Well, good luck. Mm-hmm. And, it's important to take care of yourself either way.
Yes, it is.
Theron says, my wife got a promotion at work, so we're celebrating every night. Leslie says, my partners and I are engaged. Congratulations to you and your partners. Mm-hmm. Spooky CLT says, left work and started the weekend. You know what? That's some good news too.
That's always some good news.
Terry T says, I lost vision in my left eye and was a message you can imagine. I had an orientation at Lighthouse for the blind and visually impaired in San Francisco. Later that day, they called because they had a last-minute cancellation for an immersive program. I lived there. That started in a week. I was like, I just met you people. Then my inner voice said, this is exactly what you need. I started the week with other clueless strangers with vision loss and ended with new friends crying ugly tears of joy. This podcast and Timbers have got me through a lot of dark times. Literally, much love. Oh, that's sweet. Congratulations on the new friends and the program, and I hope it's helpful to you. I love Sean's. Loves Sean. Loves Sean to see says, I was able to listen to you on the Karen Hunter show today. Oh, well, you know what? If that's some good news, I love to be part of the good news.
Yeah, shout out to Karen Hunter and her fans. We some of them have been crossing over. I think one of them was like a new listener on the premium spot, Steve. So shout out to you, because they was asking questions, and we love our audience. Our audience was like, hey, yeah, this is what they do. Like, they explained it to them and everything. So shout out to Karen Hunter, great fans.
Mm-hmm. And I always have a good time on there on Fridays. Mm-hmm. And this one was tough because they recently lost like the patriarch of their of the Sirius urban radio, Joe Madison. He just recently passed, and it was like the first show a lot of people were doing after the news hit. And so, it's hard to be funny after talking about something like that. And at the same time, Karen Hunter and the other host on that network have to do their part to talk about this moment, because there's an audience that all going through it together.
Right.
Everybody lost somebody, and it was beautiful to see her do that work. And then 2-3 hours later, we were making jokes and having fun. So shout out to that entire space. It's such a dope space she's created over there.
It is.
PJ says, I moved into a better apartment.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
We're moving on up.
And that's that kind of thing that's always stressing you. Moves are a huge stressor in people's lives.
Yes.
But also just living in a place until you can move to a different place. Like, it'll do wonders for your life, just being in a better place.
Yes, it will.
Slang of Ages podcast says, my husband started a new job while I'm 60 days from retirement. Okay.
Come on through.
Put them to work. You gonna have a house to yourself.
Yeah.
Or unless they work from home. But anyway, Landorf says, my apartment building had a big flood recently, and my unit had to have a hole cut in the wall to let air out and prevent mold. But today it's getting patched up and fixed, so my home can go back to normal and I can put the whole thing behind me. Yep.
Yes, I'm glad for you. That sounds like a whole ordeal.
That'll make you appreciate some serious. Mm-hmm. And KSAR94F says, I got a better paying job right after getting a bonus from the old job. # Black Capitalist.
Come on through. That's what you do. The average person, the young people don't do like us old folks. Young people, between 2 to 5 years, they on to other jobs. Like, they don't be hanging around for long periods of time. They like, nope. Because they know the new hires get paid more than the people's gonna be there, and they was like, look, child, I got time for the 25-cent raise, so they consistently get new jobs to get more pay. I don't blame you.
Yep. So congratulations to all of y'all. Thank you for participating and doing it for the gram. 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 All right, we got a couple of voicemails, I believe. For some reason, Spotify changed the way they do the voicemails, but I think these are still voicemails.
It's Skype?
Skype.
Okay.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I meant Skype, guys. Spotify doesn't let us do voicemails. My mistake.
Hey, y'all. Good morning. I hope this takes in time for the feedback show. But I'm so embarrassed. I'm listening to today's Record Heavy episode, and I was picking up an order from Chick-fil-A for breakfast. And usually when I'm listening to a podcast, I pause it before the server, they come to the car and give me my food. But they kind of popped up on me randomly because I was also looking for something in my little armrest thingy. And then they just popped up on me. I didn't pause the podcast. And right when I was rolling my window down, Rod, you said, and this nigga likes incest. I was like, oh, I was like, ah! I looked at him, I was like, no, they're talking about a senator, not the podcasters I listen to. They don't like incest. It's the senator. They're talking about a senator. He's like, okay. He's like, you what's that? Like, thank you, you too. Anyway, I'm going to go back and finish listening. Y'all have a great one. Love y'all.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, listen to our podcast around people that don't know what the show is about is a risky proposition because a lot of the comedy on our show is things that would sound inappropriate out of context.
Correct.
But I think in context is fine. I'm fine with it. I don't mind. But out of context, I can see somebody just hearing like the answers from like Guess the Race and be like, "Oh hell no!"
The hell you listening to?
Yeah, like we cannot allow this to happen. Okay, this one I'm not sure if it's a voicemail. It says from Monday. Like I said, Skype is doing something weird. Let's see what these are, and I don't know that person.
Hey, it's Toy technically from Charlotte, but I live in Metro Atlanta now. So I was calling, and I'm sorry I'm a week behind. I was calling because I caught the episode you all came out with last Wednesday, and they were talking about the lady that was appointed to the school board that's a fucking quack, and, you know, like how were people like this even appointed or voted in, that type of thing. So I currently live in Paulding County, Georgia, and I'm hoping to run for a school board at some point, if we're still here. Like, my husband is looking for work in other areas. So anyway, so when I went to look at who is in the position for like my part of the county, it's this mediocre white man that works at a funeral home. I mean, I want to say he may have children that go to like, you know, Paulding County schools or whatever. So maybe like that's his stake in it, but he doesn't have a background in education, has never like worked in schools, has never worked with children. Like, he just works at a mortuary. And, you know, here I am. I'm currently getting my master's in public administration. I used to teach. I'm in social work now. I work with high-risk youth and families. Like, to be completely honest, I'm overqualified to be on the school board in this county. And when I looked it up further, he actually ran unopposed. Like, no one else wanted to run. So he was just pretty much automatically given the seat. And these are the people running the schools. Like, these people just sign up and they just get in.
She left one more.
Hey, it's Toy again. Sorry, I got cut off. This is going to be my last one, I promise. So I'm saying all of this to say that it's very important that we're in the know with local elections and what's going on locally, because it's so easy for these crazy Republican, crazy TikTokers, you know, whatever, to get into these positions because no one's paying attention anyway. And I'm hoping that this is a call for a lot of us to get involved in our local politics. Because it's not fair to our local communities, our schools especially, that the people that are in charge of making decisions have no background, no education, no experience whatsoever. And I mean, it's literally the reason why, you know, education-wise, the United States is behind so many other countries. Like, why are we appointing and allowing just any and everybody to make decisions about the schools? But in order to become an actual teacher, you like damn near need a master's.
Right.
And then they still don't even pay for that. Like, it's just, I don't know. It just sounds really crazy that the teachers have like masters. I know some teachers that have like doctorates and PhDs, but the people that are like making decisions about the schools barely have high school diplomas. Like, it's just really shocking. So yeah, I'm just glad that you all spoke about it. I'm hoping to be able to be involved with decision making in school soon. So look out for me. Bye.
Yeah, and Toy is cool. I interviewed her on Medium Talk 45. She decided to bloom. Yeah, I know she would be a great person to work in those spaces and get on the school board and stuff. Just because it's so, we need it, and it's not something that we can look past and just hope works out.
Right.
We got another one. This seems to be from Jen. Hopefully Skype got it right.
Hey, Rod and Karen, it's Jen. I'm listening to the episodes from the week, and this actually might have been last week, honestly, but I'm still cackling over the Stanley Cup. Karen, talking about hockey, I was dying. That was so funny. Because you know, I've heard the drama, and I think we all have now, but I definitely, my mind does not initially go to sports, so that cracked me up. But I will say that my only New Year's resolution this year is to become a sports girly. And it's funny because I was going to start with some games over here in LA, and I had all these big plans to get like nosebleeds to see the Lakers play the Hornets on February 5th. Turns out that game is in North Carolina.
Yeah.
But I was trying to support like a team I might actually care about, and since I'm from North Carolina, I was like, that could be fun. My friends were like, girl, this game is not here, so we might be going to something at the end of the year. Apparently the Wizards are trash because their games are like $50, so I think we might go to that, get some nosebleeds, and try and move down. So I'll let you know how my sports journey goes. But yeah, I've been enjoying the episodes this week. I loved your episode with Brandon Collins. Shout out. I really, really, really loved Origin. I love Ava, and I want to support her in anything she does. But I'll say this. You all were talking about how it was too long and this and that, but I didn't think that. But then I realized that my friend had a screener, and it was a DVD, and I had a DVD player, so I had to bring it over there, and we had to split it between, like, I think I was going home for Christmas. And so I think we split it. Like, I watched like the first half like 2 weeks before I watched the second half. So that might be why I didn't think it was that long. But I really, really loved it. You know, I love me some John Barenthal. So
you call back.
I knew I was gonna get cut off. I was talking about my white king, John Bay. Yeah, I really loved Origin. I really loved the ending song. And I ended up watching a couple of interviews after I saw the movie, and that songwriter is like an indigenous Maori songwriter from New Zealand. So it's just cool to see how her intentions are threaded throughout the movie and the process. Yeah, and they were talking about how the budget was really small for that, and I just was like amazed at what she was able to do because it just seemed really incredibly done to me. Honestly, your conversation made me want to watch it again. But I will say, I feel like I'm the target demo, like mid-30s Black woman, but I didn't really see it promoted until late, so that might have been part of why it didn't get as much buzz. But yeah, I really liked it. I also was thinking about your conversation about Mos Def's comments on Drake, and I'll say, like, I'm more, once again, the target demo for Drake. So I know more of his stuff, and also Mos Def hasn't released music in a while. But honestly, his comments just made me think, like, as a creative, you just have to keep going, because if people are out here hating on Drake and he's selling so well, and like people will hate on Beyonce, they'll hate on Taylor, they hate whatever. Like it's just a good reminder to be like, you could be the top of the top, and if you let comments bother you, like it won't really matter if you don't have confidence in yourself. So that's kind of what that whole conversation just made me think of. It's like you really have to just be very confident in yourself, because Drake is doing well, and like none of these things should bother him, and they do. I mean, he ain't bothering him as much as they bothering Nicki, but they're still bothering him, you know. Your girl Nicki is out of control. But yeah, and when people like Cat Williams go off, it's like, child, you gotta do what you gotta do. Also, did y'all see that they had an SNL skit about Cat? Like that thing got some traction. Like this interview is everywhere. Good for Shannon.
And that was like a couple weeks after they did that sketch. It was funny as hell too. Shout out to Punky who did the Cat Williams impression. That was great. Amazing. But yeah, like I said, I liked Origin. I get why I didn't. I understand why it's a divisive movie, because I think it's such a bold choice, the way she told that story and the way that she translated a nonfiction, almost textbook, a thesis into a narrative piece. And that is going to always challenge some pre-existing norms. And it's heavy material, and it is long, and I don't want to downplay that, because there's some people listening to the sound of my voice that are like, oh yeah, I could be I want to check this out to support Ava. And it's like, did you watch When They See Us? Because a lot of people didn't even watch When They See Us because it was too challenging to them. This is more of that. This is the work Ava does sometimes. And it's the work I appreciate, because I think it's the most difficult work to do. But I know some people don't really have that appreciation for it. All right, we got one last voicemail from Blue Wave Rider.
Hey, Ralph and Caitlin. This is your boy, the Blue Wave Rider. I was listening to one of your feedback episodes. I can't remember which one it is right off. But you were talking about DEI hires and how planes was catching fire because DEI people worked on them. And I was thinking that I had been listening, a couple years ago, I listened to a book by Ijeoma Oluo. And this book is called Mediocre, The Dangerous Legacy of White Male America. And I would recommend that to your listening audience. It's a very good book. It shows the other side of the spectrum. You know, everybody's running around assuming that if you got a job because you was black or a woman or a person of color, you were somehow less than qualified. Check out Mediocre, The Dangerous Legacy of White Male America. The author's name is spelled Ijeoma Oluo. She used to be on Twitter. I think the MAGA crowd ran her up off of there. And she also wrote the book, So You Want to Talk About Race. So, I would recommend that for your listening audience or anybody who might classify themselves as a woke white. And you have a good day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, baby.
Yeah, Ijeoma's, I know her from going, I don't know her. I know of her from going viral where she talked about going to Cracker Barrel and feeling like it was racist up in there. And, the whites did not like that. They did not find that amusing
at all.
Listen, if you got any
Cracker Barrel,
if you exist in any level of space tied to like academia, oh my God, they be trying to catch you on the reverse racism so bad. I'm like, man, it's a common thing that black people say all the time. It's not even that controversial.
Got them rocking chairs and shit up in Cracker Barrel.
Anyway, email time, and then we can get out of here. All right, email time. The first one is from Christoph, who says, that Asian, white, and DEI man walk into a bar joke took me all the way out. Thank you. Random question. Do y'all plan on doing recaps of the new Rick and Michonne The Walking Dead episodes? Thanks to y'all the best, Christoph. I don't plan on it, no. But I probably will watch it, but I just don't. I don't want to turn The Walking Dead into any more work if I can help it. Just because it's a lot, it becomes a lot of work to do those
and
recaps.
they've had so many spinoffs.
And I know Game of Thrones is coming back this year, so we're already dedicated to doing however many recaps of that show they're gonna have. So throwing in motherfucking some other shit is just too much. Kristen says, hey Rod and Karen, I missed the feedback show, but I wanted to comment on your election coverage in episode 2845. My wife and I have been talking about this upcoming election a lot because of how important it is and what it means for us and our family. We are resolute in the same way you both are, that Biden and the Democrats are the answer if we want any form of progress. And it is frustrating to see the first time voters dismiss all the things Biden-Harris administration has done the last 4 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they're trying, like they're in South Carolina campaigning and stuff. And I think they're doing a good job of reminding and just making people aware of the promises that they made and that were kept. And if anything that was not able to be done, why it wasn't able to be done.
Why?
The Daily had a great episode about this yesterday. The problem is the negativity, the pessimism, and just the we got our own sets of facts of the internet is just so strong. Yes. And it's why I'm just ignoring social media. If social media is why we lose, then we lose. I don't know what to say, but it's not a place that's healthy where you can like inject facts into something and it changes. People just are obsessed with certain narratives and it really won't fucking matter what you say. Mm-mm. I'm 35. My wife is 37. We have 2 kids, 21 and 16. We're all on TikTok and we work hard to make sure our girls have a good understanding of the political spectrum, cause and effect, and historical significance. The scariest part that increases my wife's anxiety is the number of popular creators who are actively targeting a young, uninformed generation with false information. That's what I was just saying. Mm-hmm. I remember a few months ago, you all talked about No Child Left Behind and the lasting impact that had. As a geriatric millennial, we are some of the last ones not impacted by that major educational change. As a result, so many of these younger voters have no actual understanding or knowledge of civics or how the government truly works.
Right.
Yeah, Karen was talking about this. Because of this, they have a lot of wild expectations of what the president can and can't do.
Yes, he's not a king. They don't understand it. It doesn't make sense.
And a very, very low understanding of how everything we are dealing with now is based on long-term consequences of colonialism and white supremacy. Mm-hmm. They also expect for the DNC to just give us new and better options, minimizing the reality that if we want more liberal options, we must push candidates year-round for multiple years in order to get them recognized and in place for the election cycles.
Right.
They continuously fall for those outliers like Jill Stein, Marianne Williamson, and those other 2 women running for president and VP who I can't remember. Who do absolutely no groundwork in the off-cycle election years. It is extremely frustrating. And then after encouraging everyone not to vote because of a single issue, Palestine, they will be the ones complaining the loudest if we get a Trump dictatorship.
Yes!
Meanwhile, we did the right thing, voted consistently, emphasized the importance of voting in every election to our children, and advocated for democracy, but we'll have to be the ones genuinely taking steps to potentially have to leave the country if the future as a lesbian interracial couple living in Georgia. Yeah. And here's the thing I keep thinking about too. Part of this is also about how much we validated the feelings of the children. And I don't mean that as we shouldn't have done that thing. I just mean like every generation overcorrects for what they didn't get. So Gen X, we were very much like left to our own devices. We were latchkey kids. This is before the paranoia and craze of the internet and like, oh, you gonna get someone's gonna snatch up my kid. You can't leave. Don't even leave the yard. Here's your cell phone. I need to track you. Sorry. Okay. Don't vamp, Karen. Just let me just cough.
No problem. And I do agree with you, Roderick.
Oh no, don't vamp. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
No, I do agree with you, Roderick, where each generation tries to quote unquote overcorrect. So like you say, our generation was that generation. So our generation goes, we were the children who grew up where children were meant to be seen and not heard and all that other bullshit.
Yeah.
So
so of course we want our kids' feelings to be the most valid.
Right.
Because our feelings was your feelings don't matter. What your value to your job matters. Your value to your family and the people around you matters. The results matter. And then we raise kids where it's like, no, the process matters more than anything. How you feel about it matters more than anything.
And that's
so they look at voting that way.
Yes.
They're like, I don't feel great. They don't see it as a civic duty. They don't see it as a thing you need to participate in because you're a citizen of this country and you are responsible for where it goes.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. That shit matters. Yeah.
So like I've always seen voting as mitigating harm. I've always seen voting as trying to make the best out of something bad. When people say like, I don't want to pick the best of two bad outcomes, I'm always like, are you not American? What do you know of this country? When was it ever good outcomes?
Right.
When they were killing the indigenous people that were here already? When they backstabbed the British people that funded their trip here and said we're not paying taxes? Or was it during the slavery? Or was it during the Civil War? Or was it during the Reconstruction or the Civil Rights era? Or segregation? What, like, tell me when it wasn't two bad choices. This is a heist. This is an empire. So, like, I think when you abdicate yourself, what you're really doing is sticking your head in the sand, letting shit get worse, and I would be okay with that, but you're the most complainingest ass motherfuckers out there.
So shut the fuck up then.
Y'all trip over your own bike seat and then go, who did this to me? The Democrats? And that's the part that bothers me the most, is because it's not like you're gonna, because then when I go back and go, well, you know, in 2016 you could have voted for Hillary and we wouldn't have got the Supreme Court we have now, but you didn't have time to hear that shit in 2016. I was a Democratic shield. I was anti-Bernie. I was something not enough. Whatever it was, I wasn't enough. And you know whose fault that is? The Democrats. It's always the Democrats. It's never the American citizen. It is never the person sitting right there that has the opportunity to vote that doesn't do it. The person sitting right there that votes for the Republicans. The person sitting right there that those, I'm not voting for a president, but I'm gonna vote for everything local that'll get turned down by a president. It's those motherfuckers are never the people at fault. It's always somebody in an office somewhere. Somebody didn't say it the right way and they didn't do it the right way. I'm watching the Democrats in South Carolina run and directly towards black people. This is what we have promised. This is what we have done. This is what we need to do more. This is what we haven't done. Here's why it wasn't done. Here's how we can do it. And I'm watching instead Twitter, black media spaces spend most of their time going, yeah, but I don't feel blank. Or, yeah, they say that, but I ain't no Democrat. I ain't on the plantation. They not going to make me a bitch. I'm not, like, that's what we're dealing with. And not just that. The problem isn't that is a representative of black people. The problem to me is that it's not.
No, it's not.
What we're seeing on TV is a attempt, and it's happened many times before, but is an attempt to put the emphasis on the black people whose arms are folded, who say they don't know where they're going to vote. And this is going to sound a little bit weird because I know on Twitter and stuff what social media is saying. But me personally, as a straight black dude, as a cishet black male voter, I find it personally motherfucking offensive.
Right.
The narrative that is being spread about us specifically. MSNBC has some special they're going to be doing this week. I think CNN maybe too. And it's going to be all about these black voters who are going to not vote Democrat or possibly vote for Trump. And it's going to be black men on the face of it for the most part. And the problem I have with that is that if you were being kind and over-indexing how many black men are voting for Trump, let's say 20%. That is not representative of me. That is not representative of most of the niggas I know.
Right.
Why do they get a special?
Yes.
You could have made a special this weekend with for about black male voters, and it could have been, hey, here's the 80% of these motherfuckers that aren't crazy, who still have demands, who still have critiques, who still want things from the president and this country, but they're not fucking insane. They're not just trying to get attention. They're not just saying shit to be saying it. But instead, I have to watch this over-representation of a few motherfuckers.
Right.
And now we're all taking slings and arrows because, once again, I will remind you, black men of anybody in fucking a male demographic in America, the most likely to vote Democrat. Why doesn't it, quote unquote, feel that way? It's because the things that are, the propaganda that's being pushed out about us, the media that's being pushed about us, are like, let's go talk to the Charlemagnes. Let's go talk to the Van Jones. Let's put them on TV. Let's get your, I won't even say any more names because I don't keep up with these niggas enough to know for sure what they gonna do. But just, they go get your well, I don't know that Eddie God, I think his name, Eddie Glaude, whatever. I think he may have come back to the Democratic situation, but I know that he's one of those people that's willing to be the person to be like, and we not gonna vote her, and this is why they not doing good with the black vote. And it's like, okay, we don't even have the evidence to prove that. It's a lot of polling, which is proven to be inaccurate right now. And it's polls that told us this last time and the time before that and the time before that, and still turned out to be inaccurate. But why are we putting the emphasis on just that group of people?
This is my hypothesis, and it's fucking frustrating. I do not like when they do this to white people, because this is the thing. They do this to white people all the time. How they have like a few percentage of white people who, when they get right around the last few days of election, they're quote unquote undecided. They throw cameras in their face. They talk about economic anxiety. They talk about all this other bullshit. Okay. Like, they do this for white people consistently because these white people feelings mean more than anything else, even though most of the white people, they're either going to vote for Republicans or they're not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, most people, we 3 days before the election, bitch, you know who you're going to vote for. The fuck is this? And so now they're doing it to us because they was, you know, it's almost like that fairness thing. We do it to one side, we got to quote unquote do it to the other side. But bitch, they don't represent the vast majority of us. Most people have decided these niggas don't represent it. And I didn't listen to that whole podcast. I was fucking infuriated. I was like, God damn it, I'm not listening to this bullshit. These ignorant ass niggas up here talking bullshit just for goddamn attention. And they don't represent us. Most people I talk to are like, bitch, I'm voting for Biden the fuck.
And it's January. And they're not, and it's an uncontested primary, basically, so there's no fucking point.
Right.
But also, they don't do this to everybody. They've chosen to do this to us. They would have a good fucking, they'd have a better, if they would do better and more accurate to go talk to other demographics of voters. If they talk to Asian men, Latino men, where it's a lot less than 80% of them voting the Democrat, then maybe you got a TV show. Maybe you really got some people that really are letting everybody down and being like, I'm siding with the white supremacy. 1 out of 5, and once again, remember, I'm rounding up. 1 out of 5 ain't it. That's not the special I want to see. So anyway, it's very bothersome, and I know that this is all part of a bigger talking point that if Biden does lose, black men will get a lot more blame than we should. Like, it'll be like we'll somehow fall beneath white men, Asian men, Latino men, every other group of men that voted at a higher rate for Republicans, and it'll be like, this is why they the weakest link. The Jamals and Jeromes and the Julios and all that shit, and it's just like, fuck, man, I hate this bullshit. I hate it. It's very annoying. And then as far as if and when Biden wins, 0 credit.
Right.
0 fucking credit. So it'll be like, well, it wasn't enough of them niggas to make the vote one way or another. So it's just, it's a thankless bashing that we're going through that is just compounded by the fact there's always some type of gender war shit happening.
Yes.
And it bothers me, and it has a real effect on people's mentality and the discussions that happen around the election. Mm-hmm. We have also been talking about the access to so much information via Google, libraries, speaking to elders, etc. In contrast to this new idea of intentional ignorance. No matter how many attempts are made to provide education, they're just a deliberate choice. It seems to not do any research before spewing misinformation. There's also seems to be a lack of literacy, and specifically media literacy, which impacts the ability to understand the information that is available. It is incredibly disheartening to see BIPOC people, women, and differently able creators act like nothing will be different if we have Republicans in charge again. Yeah, the other part of that too is not just about intentional ignorance, is performative objectivity. And because a lot of this happened on social media, we can't separate the performance of it from the content.
Yes.
And so there is a higher threshold of likes and interaction you get from the performative objectivity, or the like, I'm purposely going to leave certain things out. This, I really truly am not trying to be an asshole when I talk about these things. But part of the reason I love this space is because we are talking for over 2 hours a day. If you've listened to the whole thing, there's context in everything we've said. If you listen to more than one episode, there's context. You understand what I'm saying and the trust that comes from that. But the thing about the social media of it all is that once something is rewarded, it is imitated.
Yes.
So that's why you have comedians doing crowd work, because they saw Matt Rife blow up. Now the next person won't get as much, but they'll get more than they were getting. So they're going to say it too. They're going to do the crowd work too. Lip sync. We saw it with lip sync. Mm-hmm. These things where people do skits that are really just the audio of something else, and or just blatantly steal jokes. And you never even know who made the joke first, because people are stealing it with no attribution, no accreditation, right? So what I mean by that is that doesn't stop at entertainment content.
Nope.
That doesn't stop at jokes. So it can happen with causes too. It's why people put up black squares for Black Lives Matter. Because at some point it becomes more about the signal you're putting out and the groups that you're deciding to signal to and to say I'm down with. And I think that unfortunately happens to very serious life and death shit. And when someone sees somebody else go viral for their stance, they want to go viral for theirs. And that's what a lot of this has devolved into, and it's stopped being about the event and the people, because it's become about us and ours. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people. I don't know that I have a point with this, but I just felt a lot of agreement with your talking points per usual. And while I would love to have a calm piece that you all have, I'm furious and anxious about how to participate in the worst group project in the hopes that everyone will contribute and we don't lose all our rights and freedom. Sorry for the long take and hope it makes sense. But it was nice to get it all out regardless, as always. Thanks for the great content and entertainment. Appreciate y'all. Always keeping it real. Love y'all. Kristen. Thanks, Kristen.
Yeah, and I agree. And it's one of those things where people are going to be watching, people are going to be looking, people are going to see what the populace in the mass, like I said, the big group projects, decides what they want. And then from there, people are going to make various different type of decisions. Like, you're going to have some people that are privileged, that have like the money and shit, that's going to be like, fuck this and fuck this country. I am going somewhere else. I still going to want to be a citizen. Or people going to start looking for dual citizenships and shit like that. Because they was like, this is fucked up. Y'all actually don't care. The fuck. He already told y'all what he's going to do, and y'all going to let it happen.
And the piece that I have is more about pragmatism. That's what I have. I know what I can do. I know what I can control, and there's a lot of stuff I can't. And worrying about it, being anxious about it, is not going to help me. It's, anxiety is either worrying about the past you can't change, or worrying about the future that hasn't happened yet. And both ways, you're not focusing on the current, on the moment. And the moment is the only thing you have some level of control over, your actions in that moment. And so in that way, I'm not nervous and I'm not concerned, because I know no matter what happens in November, I feel I will have done my part.
Agreed.
I did not sit up here and play both sides. I did not sit up here and let ego take the best of me and start telling y'all, I ain't going to be the Democrat, bitch. I didn't sit up here and antagonize people. I haven't made light of even the people that are like, I'm not voting. If they don't do blank, I'm not. We haven't even brought them on here to fight them. I don't go on social media to talk about them because they're gonna do what they want to do.
Right.
And I don't have any control over that. So that's why I'm just at peace in that specific way. But I'm human. I'm sure I'll be upset by things in the next 10 months, just like I would over anything. And I'm sure if Trump wins, I'll be upset. Like, it's not like I'm not post-human, but I am very much just like, we can only do what we can do. And I feel like the work we've done on the Blackout Tips of at least talking about these things with nuance and awareness is better than most of the people talking about this shit, to be honest.
Yeah, and Roger talked about it, when Hillary Clinton, was running, how was man to vote and things like that. And, it's one of those things where no. Ain't no man. Ain't no. We're not doing that shit. It's one of these things where you have to look outside of yourself, and for the fact that you can vote is almost to an extent is a privilege in this country, because so many people getting their votes stripped away, voter suppression, gerrymandering and shit like that, where these things matter. And so I have a vote. I have the right to vote. I have a driver's license, particularly here in the state of North Carolina, so that I can go and actually vote. So to me, my vote isn't just for me. My vote is on the behalf of other people that cannot be in the room. And so because of that, I take my civic duty in voting very, very seriously. And it's one of those things where, I am not the type of person to, see things happening and just be like, oh, well, whatever happened. No. I'm like, no, this is happening. You need to be aware. You need to be alert. Now, whatever you do with the information is your choice. But you cannot say you listened to this platform and you did not know and you were not aware of how important it is and how you make a difference. And I think too many people are, particularly on social media, tell you the shit don't matter. Why waste your time? And all these things that are kind of anti everything. And for a lot of people that spend a lot of time online, talk to people offline. I'm not just fun that like literally talk to people offline, your family and friends, people that don't spend, and ask them to actually get a real feeling of reality, because sometimes them niggas are not in reality. They're in whatever the social media reality is. And sometimes it's a disconnect between what they say and this, because if you would have let online told it, Joe Biden would have never been a nominee. But he was. Why? Because there's a lot of people who don't spend their time online that fucking vote too.
Yeah, and I think also we're seeing a lot of people. We're seeing a lot of people push back now that weren't pushing back last cycle. So that's another thing that gives me a level of peace and calm. Like when I saw Angela Ryder went on the Breakfast Club and then they was on Twitter having to explain what the fuck they meant. That was good. The conflict is good. We should be making people feel some level of uncomfortable parroting or spreading misinformation or apathy. We should be doing that. Especially when we know it's for content purposes, because once they were confronted about it, and if you listen to their own podcast, they don't talk like that. So it makes me feel like, okay, y'all want to talk about it in that space, but strategically you understand that y'all don't really get down like that. John writes in, the original list. On the topic of why Republican voters love Trump, I think it's simple. They want someone who will be the worst, someone who will choose the horrible policies of the radical right, but will also do it in a flamboyantly asshole-ish way. And nobody combines those two things better than Trump. People like DeSantis and Abbott can try out asshole him, but because Trump is just a natural narcissist and was fairly famous, he somehow pisses off all of us decent people more than his competitors can. Oh yeah, the anger is a huge part. Like how mad he makes other people is a huge part for them. Mm-hmm. He really has an almost superhuman ability to be a dick, and that's why MAGA people love him so much in a way that they probably never will for the others. Most people don't really care about the details of policies. They are confident that Trump and other Republicans will always choose evil. So then it really comes down to personality. And that's where Trump wins. The white supremacy, misogyny, transphobia, xenophobia, etc., are all under that evil umbrella. So there's a little something for every bigot. Likewise, I don't need to know all the details of every policy to know that Biden will pick the best one that can actually be implemented. He's been one of the most successful presidents in our history, despite the absolute shit show he inherited from Trump.
Right.
Yeah, I always used to wonder how Jimmy Carter happened. Because, like, people love Jimmy Carter now. People always uphold him as, like, the ideal president. That nigga was a one-term president who, like, got his ass kicked in a landslide on the way out the door. How did that happen? And to me, I feel like low-key Biden shit is like that. Like, and I know people will be like, what are you trying to say? No, but if Jimmy would have never did, all I'm saying is this. We will look back at this time and be like, he tried to make the best of a bunch of bad situations and bad choices. I think we will look back and see that. And if he turns out to be a one-term president, I feel like people will fondly look back at his presidency with revisionist eyes and be like, what I mean, he did this and he tried to do that and he was doing that, as Trump or whoever erases all that shit and does way worse. And I'll have to be like, but y'all didn't believe that shit. Y'all weak as fuck, because when it came down to it, y'all were like, he ain't perfect, get him the fuck out of here. That's what y'all said. Y'all didn't say, right. Y'all didn't say like, oh man, he's an 8 out of 10. Y'all said what about the 2 out of 10 he didn't get is what y'all said, you know? And I think the same thing for Obama. The same thing for Obama. A lot of make the best out of bad shit. Do good things where you can, but you'll never be 100% clean, because that is not the even on the table for a president of the United States.
Nope.
And yet somehow motherfuckers are gonna, you know, hate you while you're there, and then the second that you're out of not even the second, but later they'll look back with revisionist history and be like, we loved him. What happened? Anyway, he's been one of the most successful. Oh yeah, I'm also with you that I'm overspending my time and energy on those leftists who want attention for threatening not to vote.
Right.
Yeah, I honestly, man, it really was an epiphany I had one day, and it shouldn't even be an epiphany because it's such a fucking simple thought. But it is this: if someone tells you I'm not gonna vote, one, they're telling you to get a reaction, because honestly, that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you're not going to vote, you don't have to tell me.
No, they just don't vote.
I've never voted in American Idol. Okay. Y'all didn't know that till today when I just said so. And the reason y'all didn't know is because it didn't matter to me. And there was no need to talk to you about it, because it didn't fucking make sense to talk to anybody about it. Because who gives a fuck? I'm not watching American Idol. I'm not voting. What's the conversation to be had? Right. But if I was on Twitter saying I'm not voting in American Idol, do I really just want to communicate how much I don't want to vote, or do I want to have a discussion or an argument or a fight with people? That is what the fuck happens. These motherfuckers want to have a fight. I'm not giving you the fight. You're choosing to self-emulate. You're choosing to starve to death. You're choosing to abdicate. You're choosing to watch the world be in trouble and be like, I'll do the least I can, and I want to be called a hero for that.
Right.
Well, it's not heroic for me. That's the way my life is set up. That's the way my belief system is set up. You're not going to change it. I'm not going to change what you think is heroic. You think doing nothing is heroic. I think doing nothing is the same thing any motherfucker can do. You stayed at home and didn't vote. Yeah. Oh my God, the heroism. Oh my God, thank you.
Right, and that's a choice. And people like to act like no action is not a choice. It's a fucking action.
Yeah, it's a choice. But I'm saying they know it's a choice because they're telling you it's a choice, and they're not just telling you it's a choice, Karen. They're telling you it's the right choice, the brave choice, the real only choice is to do what they're doing. And so in that way, I don't feel a need to engage, because I don't think there's anything I can say that would help.
And I don't have to respect you.
And I think you want the content and you want the attention. I don't see it any different, honestly, than the people like, I'm black and I'm voting Republican. Okay. What do we have? There's nothing that you said the whole sentence. That's not an invitation to a discussion. You said where you stand. Good luck with that. That's how I feel. I tried to reason with them, but it's useless. What they're doing, no matter how sincere their beliefs, is basically trolling. And life's too short. We got an election to win. Rod, you talked about how funny it is seeing black sportcasters clearly root based on race and against the white athletes, even though they can't admit it. It's that simple. My first thought was, this is the exact same dynamic I see in so much animosity towards Taylor Swift, Greta Gerwig, and Margot Robbie. The black feminist backlash about people being legitimately upset about the dismissal of Gerwig's achievement has been absolutely wild. Did you know that since you expressed the opinion that Greta and Margot deserve Oscar nominations, you are now officially white feminist TM? I didn't know that, but I also don't be fighting with people on the internet.
Nope.
That you did so without first caping for Lily Gladstone and America Ferrera might even make you part of 53%, LOL.
Oh, no.
It's so funny because the haters are the same people who constantly bemoan the lack of diversity in blockbuster movies. So Greta Gerwig understands the assignment, used her power to make one of the biggest movies in history, featuring one of the most diverse displays of races, ethnicities, genders, and body types. Hell, she even made Issa Rae president. All they do is bash her for being privileged. And they do so by claiming it's about their love for Lily Gladstone, who I can't help but notice they had never said shit about until just now. And America Ferrera, this is one of the reasons award shows are stupid. And America Ferrera, despite the fact, unless I win one, then it's good. And America Ferrera, despite the fact that Gladstone hasn't said anything about feeling overlooked, and Ferrera actually agrees that Greta and Margot should have been nominated. It's the old move of effectively pitting women against each other who never asked to be. It's too funny, don't get me wrong. I get why non-white people will have lots of resentment towards white women given their history. I've read several books on the topic, but it's still so weird to me when people take that understandable sentiment so far that they effectively get to a place where they simply can't ever admit that white women sometimes do great things both artistically and maybe even to help advance equality and representation. I don't know how anyone can say that America Ferrera's rant deserves an Oscar, but that the woman who helped write the rant and helped get that amazing performance and the best take out of Ferrera doesn't. Isn't that an example of great directing? Yeah. Also, I don't like the thing where they put the movie in the best movie and then not the director. That does feel weird. I'm sorry. And look, the award shows are mostly bullshit and all that stuff anyway. I don't watch it because these things bother me too much. But yeah, this is something that I point out like all the time. It's that thing that black people say of a certain type where they'll be like, black people can't be racist. We don't have the power to be racist. See, racism is power plus bigotry plus this and that. And I'm like, yeah, but also, you know what I mean. Racism is also a colloquial term. And we can do that shit at times. We can be racist to other people in our spaces. You know, we can be and if we said that, we would have to admit that most white people can't be racist. If we're only keeping the strictest definition of you need a lot of power to enact some sort of policy or something, an individual white person typically does not have that level of power. So we're really just saying we would basically be saying like only a handful of people in the world can be racist. Only a handful of, and that's not true. It's not true. When someone calls me the N-word at a restaurant, that's racist to me. When my uncle makes jokes about Asian women at the fucking Chinese restaurant we went to when I was a kid, that felt racist to me. Like he didn't need to have the power of the system to make me go, that's racist. So racism has these like kind of nebulous definitions that mean two things on like a micro and macro level, right? To me, I think we do this kind of shit all the time, and I think it's kind of whack.
I do too.
I get it. I'm black too. I have resentment too. But I think giving in to the resentment is kind of corny, especially when the whole thing is just, we need to do it to them because it's been done to us. That's the ultimate giving in to white supremacy to me. I'm going to continue the cycle because it was done to me. It's the same reason people beat their children. It's the same reason people abuse their spouse. It's the same reason people have bigotry. It's because it was done to me, so why not do it to them? I think the most powerful thing you can do is to break that shit and to be like, nah. And I think when we truly do recognize that we are all affected by certain issues, that's when we come together and that's when the best things are done. We're not gonna get equality by dismissing shit when it's done wrong to white women because ha 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 bitch, how you like it. We're not gonna win that way, and I think this is one area where being a black male who has male privilege and also being black, so you have the racial discrimination that I face, it kind of helps in this area because I've seen what the excuse making can do when it's weaponized for black men. So many times I've talked to and spoken against and confronted these things where black men will be like, but we experience racism, so ha ha ha, bitch, it's happening to you or whatever. And I'm like, no, that's not right.
No, it's not.
That's not okay. So in this case, we're gonna laugh at this black woman because sometimes black men get beat up by the cops. How does that make you not part of the fucking problem?
Agreed.
So anyway, it's I haven't, like I said, I'm not participating in these discussions online, but I've seen it, and I do think they missed the point, and it's an easy opportunity to just let the shit go. But motherfuckers are shallow and short-sighted and human. Very hypocritical. A lot of the people that hate Taylor Swift don't even really know why, and they're not introspective like that.
Oh no.
And while I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon or Oppenheimer yet, I did see Anatomy of a Fall and Poor Things. I gotta say, Margot Robbie's acting performance was every bit as good as those two actresses, who are also great, and in some ways even more impressive because Margot had to be funny too, which I had no idea she could do. Barbie was amazing. Well, she's funny as hell as Harley Quinn.
Oh yeah, I love her. Harley
Barbie
Quinn
was amazing, and that I can't think of any joke that I did that didn't really land. That's not just a good script and talented cast, but like you said, in reference to Bomani and Game Theory, it takes a whole team, especially some great directing to make that shit work, not to mention complex dance numbers. But I know the Oscars don't really like awarding comedies, which is another thing that I thought hurt Margot. Karen, don't ever let anyone shame you for saying the taser for the show's official weapon. I find myself making the same slip up when listening along, but in our defense, it was the right answer for how many thousand episodes?
Right.
We're not wrong. We're just strict originalists, sticking to the founding principles of the podcast, the Clarence Thomases, if you will.
Oh
no! Wow. The thing with that is, at the beginning of the podcast, it wasn't even a weapon. We didn't have an official weapon. So, but you're right. It's been a long time, but Karen's getting better every week, I think.
Yes, yeah. My streak is getting longer every time.
Early says, Ryder Karen, I will not be so presumptuous as to offer any suggestions on your show's content, as I've always loved any topic you've explored. I intend to watch the upcoming MSNBC program, Black Men in America, The Road to 2024. If you happen to watch the broadcast, I'd like to know your thoughts, Early. If I watch it, I'll let you know, but more than likely, I'm not going to watch it. Being real with you. I
probably won't either, because shit like that makes me mad.
If anyone's going to watch it, it would be me. But I may not watch it just because this feels so, I said it already, but it feels so antagonistic to my fucking core. As a black man that votes Democrat, and I'm not saying black men are the most progressive people, I'm just saying, of the men, we definitely are. And also, why the fuck do you keep putting the same 5 people on TV and being like, this is how all black men feel? I'm tired of it, dog. I'm tired. Okay? I never was with the shit when they did it to anybody else. I definitely don't want to have it done to my group. And it feels like it's just our turn this year. And part of it is that, no. Mandy says, if the beef Nikki has with Megan, consider no. And part of it is the niggas that talk like this last time are being rewarded for doing this shit.
Right.
So then they're going and putting the fucking camera in their face and they're getting all the fucking attention they wanted. They're back on that bullshit. So now we got people that got mocked for being on that bullshit last time. We get called the weakest link. And these niggas be like, yeah, they the weakest link, these black men. And then your ass is on motherfucking MSNBC being the weakest link, being like, well, now it's my turn to get some attention. Here I go with the bullshit. And the fact that we even have to reckon with y'all as if you are some massive contingent of the voting base or some massive contingent of black men, which you are neither.
Right.
We got to deal with this shit. And it's fucking frustrating because they not calling me. They not calling, like certain motherfuckers ain't getting that phone call, dog. But if I was out here being like, and that's why fuck genocide Joe Biden, I'll fucking, what my reparations? I'd be on TV today. I'd be on MSNBC wearing a jacket telling y'all how fucking, how the real brothers in the street, the bus drivers, they not voting. Like I be saying that bullshit. I don't like it. And I also think a lot of these motherfuckers are just positioning themselves the way like certain activists did and stuff to be like, I'm the black person whisperer. Tell me the message. I'll tell you how to tell it to the black people. Because they too dumb to get it. They don't vote. They stupid. They don't understand the way I understand. I went to college. I have a TV show. But if you let me say it, the blacks will listen. Meanwhile, the bus drivers ain't watching that shit either.
They not. They working. They driving the bus.
They ain't watching MSNBC to be like, man, let me see who to vote for. If you want to sit down and talk to them, they know what they doing. But I know what is going on. They going out there. We need to talk to some black men about voting, and they either doing a focus group or some questions that basically are like, are you gonna not vote or vote for Trump? Yes, you're in.
Right. And they weeding out but the majority of the other people.
Yeah, that's what's happening. But here we go with the bullshit. Mandy says, is the beef between Nicki with Megan considered misogynoir, even though they both are black women? I know that might sound like a stupid question, but Nicki pretty much did what black men and non-black people say about us. Mandy, I know sometimes you kind of walk right up here with some provocative questions, but I agree with you on this one. I don't think it's a stupid question at all. And I think that's exactly what happens. It happens in beef all the time. It's just,
has that male, quote unquote, male energy.
Well, anytime people are mad at people, they a lot of times violate the tenets of society. And the real way they feel about shit hops out. It's how almost everybody I know, when they get mad at a fat person, points out that person is fat, but they cool with me. You know what I mean? They would never do that to me. No, I'm different, right? Oh, I'm so fucking different. No, you just ain't mad at me, so you don't say that. And yeah, I think that's what happened with Nicki and Megan. And I think a lot of beef stuff is that way. You could look at a lot of rap stuff that way. Even the raps that aren't disses to each other. And it's not just Nicki. Megan, a bunch of people participate in the misogyny and a bunch of other shit that happens. It's a human thing. It's a societal thing. But yes, Nicki is absolutely trafficking in that. You got big feet. You're a man. I remember 50 Cent, everybody's fucking hero now because, oh, he's going to talk about Diddy. Oh, what a great guy. We're not going to bring up those Ozempic with him. He amazing. Well, I remember when he was making fucking memes about Megan Thee Stallion being a man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what? So that's y'all hero? You know what I mean? Like, I know y'all niggas like power, but like, we don't have to revise history into like, he's always been a stand-up guy. You know, 50 Cent is who y'all think Tyler Perry is. Like, no, not really. Maybe the bad way, but definitely not the good way. He's just a dude too. So yeah, I do think, yeah, the Bigfoot shit, you know, obviously the slut shaming shit. I mean, yeah, but that's also what beef is in rap. And as much as this applies to men, it applies to women too. You know, I still remember all the diss songs I used to hear as a kid between black men rappers and the amount of homophobia and shit that was in there, misogyny.
Yes, sir.
It's insane. It's insane. And that's just what people do when they mad. But you're right. Last one is from Kiana, who says, or maybe it's Quiana. Anyway, she says, hey, y'all. I don't want shit but to tell y'all I found a new white guilt Black History Month anthem on TikTok yesterday. Here's the link. Love y'all. So I think she just wants us to hear this song.
Okay.
And probably get demonetized by YouTube real quick. But you know what? For you, we'll do it. We'll do it for you. Let me see if I can pull it up on here. Of course, it's trying to make me log in. Oh, God. I got to do one of these puzzle things. These motherfucking
puzzles is stupid.
Yeah, like they really ain't made AI that can do this. All right, so here's a song. I'll turn it up. All right.
If you are white, open your fucking wallet, bitch. If you are white, open your fucking wallet. If you are white, open your fucking wallet, bitch. If you are white, open your fucking wallet. You better dig deep down in that purse of oppression. Cause for about 300 years, my people were in depression. You better give them reparations. Reparations. So that the blacks can have something for the next generation.
All right, not bad. I'm not a big if we get reparations, I'm cool with that. That's not what I'm about to say. But I'm not a big like yelling at the white folks to open their wallets guy. That's just not my thing. But I think it's probably because the content we create is first and foremost for Black people. And I feel like when Black people make content about how white people owe us shit and should be giving us stuff individually, not like as a government or something, it always feels a little bit like I would have to admit that my audience and the money I want is white dollars. And so on that philosophical level, I don't really bang with a lot of the like, individual white people give us reparations. I remember they had like a thing in Seattle where a guy did a meetup with white people and they were supposed to like pay for Black people's food and drinks and give them individual reparations there. And Black people on Twitter and stuff got very upset by that event. And you would think like, oh, these are the people that always say, open up the wallets, give us the money. You would think they would be supportive of this shit, but they weren't, because once you see it in practice with real life white people opening up their checks like we're charity cases and what it don't feel so comfortable.
Right, that's why it needs to be massive. The government, like something massive versus individual.
So I'm not really a big, open up your purse, give me some reparations type of guy. But at the same time, I appreciate the song and I think it was funny.
And I understand. It was hilarious.
Yeah, I think it was funny and all that stuff. I hate to try to, I didn't mean to break us down, but I got to keep it real. You wrote in and I always have to keep it real with y'all. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for listening. We appreciate y'all.
We do. And for those of you listening, we will be on a KATG 24-hour marathon tonight at 8:30. They're on YouTube. So we'll be live on YouTube. If you want some more Rod and Karen.
Yeah, you can go to katg.com/marathon and it'll take you there. We're going on at 8:30 p.m. tonight. So if you show up on their YouTube at 8:30, you can see us kicking with Keith and Hemda. They're doing a 24-hour comedy marathon. Lots of guests, lots of people hopping on. And it's the last year that Hemda's gonna be on this marathon because she's leaving the show. So, if you're a fan of both of ours, and even if this is your first time seeing it, go check them out. You ain't got nothing else to do. All right, y'all. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Peace.